Judge, you may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Ms. Espinosa, according to what I've read, you and the defendant were in a long-term relationship, and you have a child together. How old is your child?
She's going to be 6 on Sunday.
And you lived together for a period of time?
Yeah.
You claim that he owes you his portion of a credit card bill.
Mm-hmm.
He has some of your personal property from when the two of you separated, and that was almost a year ago.
Yeah.
You also won a whole bunch of money for emotional distress.
Mm-hmm.
It was a year ago, September, that you separated. Is that right?
It was a while, like in December.
December 2001.
You separated in December of 2001.
I tried to hold on, and I did things for her.
You separated in December of 2001. When was this credit card bill amassed?
I got it back in '99 when we were together, and I didn't use it for a while, maybe almost a year, and then we were short of money because...
Miss Espinosa, let me cut to the chase, madam. Okay. Were all of the bills on the credit card amassed by December of 2001?
Yes.
We are now in 2003. So what I want you to tell me is, where have you been for 2 years?
I've been asking him to help me pay it, and he's been agreeing to help me pay it also.
But he hasn't for 2 years, is that right?
That's right.
Now, tell me about the property that you left behind, Miss Espinosa.
When I was going to leave him, he did not want me to leave, so he held me down on the bed and told me I was never going to leave him and that it was never going to happen. I then told him I had to convince him to let me leave. He then tried to tell me that I could leave, but without my daughter. If I took my stuff, I couldn't take my daughter. So I decided to try to convince him that I was going to come back, but I just needed some space. I needed some time to get everything that I wanted to do in my life together, because I wasn't...
Good. All right, now I'm getting into this sounds like a soap opera, and I'm not interested in a soap opera. What property did you leave behind?
I had shoes I hadn't even worn. I had all my clothes there. I had all my my schooling papers. I had a lot of pictures of me and my family, of my daughter that I had.
So you're talking about shoes and pictures and papers?
And I also had a lot of stuff, sentimental value stuff that my mom had given to me because she's passed on.
Ms. Espinosa, what do you want back after 2 years, madam?
Well, I know he doesn't have none of my stuff.
So if he doesn't have any of your stuff, what do you want me to do?
I just want something in return for it, because I feel that all this stuff to me was taken away from me.
And you should... Was taken away. Try taken away. Then you should have pursued this case in 2001.
I know,
I don't know what you wait for 2 years for and then say, well, I can't get my papers back and I can't get my pictures back, but I want him to financially compensate me.
Because I was trying to be a nice person. And
then why are you bothering the courts now?
Because he has not been nice to me at all, and I feel like...
He hasn't been nice to you because that's what happens when people separate. Sometimes they're not nice to each other. Now, I'm giving you 30 seconds about your emotional distress. You got 30 seconds. Tell me about your emotional distress.
When I first met him, I was 16. He was 22. We met each other, and we got together, and I got pregnant, like, almost immediately. When I first tried to...
And whose fault was that?
It was both of our faults.
Good. So,
yeah.
Let's go.
And when I told him that I was pregnant, he told me no, he didn't care, he didn't want nothing to do with me. And
is that the emotional distress you're talking about? Well, get to the emotional distress you're talking about, Miss Espinosa.
For 6 years, he put me through everything. I was not allowed to have friends. I wasn't allowed to get a job. I wasn't allowed to basically walk out of the house unless I asked him for permission.
So, how do you think the courts compensate one for that?
I've just been through so much. I haven't been able to do nothing.
So, whose fault is that?
It's my fault. That's
good.
Why.
Perfect. That's taken care of. It's your fault. It's your fault because just as you walked in the door, you walk out of the door.
Exactly. That's why I'm here right now. Because I don't want to let him get away with this. He's gotten away with a lot of things.
Miss Espinosa, I don't know what you're fabricating in your mind. What do you mean, let him get away with what?
With taking my property and not being able to pay for it. I didn't take nothing of his.
Listen to me. If in December of 2001, you went into small claims court or you went to the police and said, I have to get back into my apartment because I have my clothes and my shoes there and my pictures, and they would have taken you. You would have gotten your shoes, you would have gotten your pictures, you would have gotten your papers, finished. You cannot wait 2 years and say to somebody, now after 2 years, I want to be compensated because I know you don't have my pictures and papers anymore, but because I didn't pursue my rights immediately, now you have to pay the consequences. Do you understand? There comes a time when you have to take responsibility for yourself.
Yes, I understand that.
Good. Now, Mr. Ruiz says that he left you an engagement ring. Is that true?
No. I lost it when we were together.
That's what she says. I don't believe nothing what she told me in the past.
He was with me when I lost it.
Well, tell me where you lost it.
He was taking me to work. I had it on my lap while I was putting lotion on. When I got out of the car, I forgot that I had it on my lap.
When was it?
It was after we separated, maybe like 5 months after we separated.
So you lost it after you separated?
Yes.
Why didn't you give it back to him when you separated?
He proposed to me after I left him, and I told him I didn't want it. I told him to keep it until I said yes. He told me no, to keep it even if I said no.
Is that right?
No, that's not true, Your Honor.
That doesn't sound right to me. Did you ask for it back?
The thing is, she just led me on. We're going to be together, and that's it. She just used me, pretty much. You know, if she didn't really want it.
So the answer is you did not ask for it back?
Yeah, I told her after we split up, yes, I want it back.
When did you tell her you wanted it
I
back?
probably told her this probably like in November. I want whatever.
November of what?
2002.
So a year later?
Like I said, she spent time. She stayed with me here and there, but it was just being...
So in November you said you wanted the ring back?
Yeah. She said she lost it. And, you know, like I said, I don't believe nothing.
She said she lost it?
Yeah, that's what she said. I don't know what she did with it.
Can I see the credit card bill that you had from December 2001? Mr. Ruiz says that the reason you are pursuing this now is because you recently lost a custody case involving your daughter. Is that true?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Stop being a victim. Be a grown-up. You have a 6-year-old child.
Your Honor, every time we go to court, she doesn't have her story straight.
I have her story straight.
And later today,
Did anything happen before the engine seized?
The oil light came on, possibly. I didn't see it. I wasn't driving.
Colleen, let's not play games with each other so that way you won't be embarrassed.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lisa Espinoza says ex-boyfriend Juan Ruiz owes for credit card bills, the return of property, and emotional distress. Juan says Lisa still has the engagement ring.
Listen to me, Miss Espinoza. I want you to tell me about the custody case.
And this past year, I filed for child custody and for child support because he wasn't helping me financially. I was working 65 hours a week.
Just a second.
To take care of
Where
my daughter.
was the baby staying?
With me the whole time.
All the time?
Yes.
Not spending time with her father?
She would once in a while when we would go see him. Only when we were together, but he didn't have her by herself.
Then you had a hearing before a judge.
Yes.
What was the outcome of the hearing before the family court judge?
The judge told me that I worked too much, that because...
Can I see a copy of the order? Do you have a copy of the custody
I just
order?
had the mediation. What
Can I
was
see
agreed
it?
on.
What you agreed on?
It was originally ordered I had my daughter 60-40, 4 days and her 3 days. But
Okay.
she was crying and everything, and, you know, I want to do this for my daughter, so I agreed to give her 50% of the time in mediation.
Let me see. Was the original order 60-40? That he had the child 4 days a week and you had the child 3 days a week?
Because of my...
I don't care what it was before. I'm asking you. I can't go into what it was because of. What I'm asking you is, was that the original order?
Yes, it was.
So he had the child 60%, you had 40%, and then you went to mediation that was
Yes.
just resolved. And the parties shared joint legal and physical custody. So now you each have the child 50% of the
Yes.
time. Is that what you wanted?
No, that's not what I wanted.
Well, that's why Mr. Ruiz says that you're pursuing these matters after 2 years.
The reason why I'm pursuing this case is because the judge told me that we weren't married, so I wasn't able to get none of my belongings back.
I'm not interested in your belongings. Do you understand? And don't tell me that you couldn't have gotten any of your belongings out. You could have gotten your belongings out with a police officer. If the shoes didn't fit him, the police would have given you your shoes back. Do you understand?
Your Honor.
And if you had personal papers, the police would have given you your personal papers back if you went back into the house. You chose not to do that 2 years ago.
No, because I didn't want my daughter seeing the cops doing nothing to him. There's plenty of times that the cops that came to the house when
Madam,
he thrown me around.
Listen to me very carefully. I don't believe what you're saying to me, because from December 2001, when you say you left, up until 2002 in November, according to both of you, you did sort of see each other off and on.
And that's why I left him for
So
sure.
that you could have gotten your shoes and your personal papers. You had plenty of time to do that. Stop being a victim. Okay? Be a grown-up. You have a 6-year-old child.
Your Honor, she said that she had emotional distress and pain and suffering since 2002. Every time we go to court, she doesn't have her story straight.
I have her story straight. Tell me about the ring that you gave her, Mr. Ruiz.
Yes.
Tell me when you gave it to her. Under what
I
circumstances?
gave it to her on Christmas Eve, I believe,
What year?
2001.
You said you broke up Christmas 2001.
Yeah, we did.
So how come you
This
gave her the
was-
ring Christmas Eve?
Well, I don't know. I was dumb. I was, straight up.
Well, what did you say to her when you gave her the ring Christmas Eve 2001?
I asked her to marry me.
And what did she say to you?
She said yes. She goes, right now I need some space because her mom was sick, this and that. Okay, whatever. She said, but she does want to marry me. That's what she told me.
What did you use this credit card for?
Every time we needed money together, we would just pull it out of the ATM, just money straight out.
So you used it for joint bills?
Yes.
Good. I want you to tell me about the agreement that he made, if any, to pay you back for this. Did he say he was going to pay you back, and when?
Yes, he told me all the time.
Tell me when he agreed to pay you back.
Right when before we'd go get the money out, he would tell me that he was going to pay it off because I was not allowed to work, I was not allowed to get a job, so there was no way for me to pay it.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you that if you're living together and you have a child, that each time you would go and get money out of an ATM, he would say to you, I am going to pay back this amount because you're not working, because I don't want you to work, and I'm working, so each time we go, I'm going to pay you back.
Yes, he did say this.
I don't believe you, Miss Espinosa.
I'm telling the truth. I know I was right there, and that's what he was.
I don't believe you. In any event, I suggest you go find the engagement ring and sell it. Maybe that'll help pay off the bill. Listen to me, madam. You have to put a period. Just because one lawsuit didn't turn out the way you wanted it to 2 years later. I don't buy it, Miss Espinosa. I'm sorry. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He's just very controlling. He's very manipulating.
I'm happy.
For 6 years, I was 16. I didn't know what I was doing.
All I gotta do is tell the truth, and that's what happens.
He started throwing me around. He slammed my leg in the door.
You know, I pushed her around before, but I never hit her or nothing like that.
Socked me. I hope he gets what he deserves.
I just hope she leaves me alone and go on with her way, and that's it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Pappas versus Aldern. Step forward, please.
Mortgage broker Corliss Pappas is suing her daughter's former friend, 19-year-old student Kelly Aldern, for the cost of a new car engine. Corliss says Kelly drove the car with the oil light on.
Miss Pappas, you are the owner of an automobile. I assume this is your daughter.
Correct.
Your daughter goes to college? Mm-hmm. And she, without asking your permission, loaned your car to the defendant and this young lady for the purposes of making a trip. A long trip, 700 miles? Mm-hmm. The car broke down on the way home from the trip, and it is your claim that the defendant should pay for half of the cost for repairing the car. The defendant says that the car broke down and it wasn't her fault.
Correct.
Okay. You don't know what happened with the car because you weren't there. Is that right?
That is true.
And your daughter doesn't know what happened with the car because your daughter wasn't there.
That would be true.
This young lady, who was also in the car, what is your name?
Colleen.
Colleen sent you a check. Step up, Colleen. Why did you send her $800, Colleen?
I wanted to avoid conflict.
Why don't you tell me where you were going when you borrowed the car?
We were going to Iowa.
From where?
From Greeley, Colorado.
How many miles is that trip?
700.
Each way?
Yes.
And the car made it there without a problem?
Yes.
What happened on the way back?
The engine seized.
Did anything happen before the engine seized? Look at me.
The oil light came on possibly a little bit before, but I didn't see it. I wasn't driving.
Colleen, let's not play games with each other so that way you won't be embarrassed. Mm-hmm. When did you find out that the oil light went on?
Right before the engine broke down, the car broke down.
And who told you the oil light went on?
Kelly was in the middle of telling me.
What did she say to you?
Basically, the oil light's on, and the car broke down right then.
How long had the oil light been on, Kelly?
It had been on for about a second or two, right before the engine seized.
Had you ever had any problems with leaking oil in the car before?
No, ma'am.
Step up. Tell me your name.
Annie Pappas.
Annie, when you had the car, did you have to put oil in the car frequently?
I put oil in, we serviced it in June, right? Correct. And we put oil in it how long before? I'm sorry, I didn't know exactly. My dad always put oil in the car for us, so.
How old a car is this?
It's 1990.
So the car's 13 years old.
Yeah, so you do put oil in it.
And you have this car at college?
Yes, my mom gave it to me.
So, Ms. Pappas, what makes you think Ms. Aldern is responsible for half of the damage to the car?
2 reasons. First of all, through the talk from these girls at the dorm, the comment was produced saying that they drove for 30 minutes with the oil light on. The second reason is that it's not a seized engine. It was an engine that actually had a rod go clear through the engine. The crankshaft also broke. The entire motor had to be replaced.
Well, what makes you think that that's Miss Aldern's fault?
I think if an oil light goes on and you drive or don't stop immediately, one would assume that you're not taking care of the car.
What if they were in the middle of a road where they didn't have a gas station?
Then pull over to the side and call for help. They ruined the engine.
How do I know whether or not the same thing might not have happened to your daughter? She doesn't know one thing from another about changing oil. She says, my dad takes care of that.
She does recognize if a light comes on, you stop.
According to Kelly, the light went on a few seconds before the engine seized.
I don't believe that. I don't.
Well, how do I know that? You weren't there.
That's true.
If your theory of the case is, Ms. Pappas, that the person driving the car, that would be Kelly, was negligent because she did not stop immediately and put oil in the car or call for help, then what is your theory with regard to Colleen being responsible? And you insisted that she give you half.
That's a valid point. However, no matter, even if you were in a brand new car and you drove 700 miles, when you stopped to purchase gasoline, you could check on the oil. I just thought people did that.
I don't check my oil every time I go into a gas station. What I'm asking you, Ms. Pappas, is why would you think Colleen would be responsible for half of your cost? She wasn't driving. She's a passenger.
I thought that she would be responsible because when she took the car from Ann, both girls said that if they broke it, they would buy the car. If any damage was created to the car under any circumstances,
oh, well, that's a different story. Did you say that?
We did make an agreement when we took the car. Annie said, if you break it, you buy it, and we did agree to that. But we...
Just a second. That's a horse of a different color. Now, Kelly, but for the fact that you agreed to take care of any damage to the car while it was in your possession, you would not be responsible. But if you said to Miss Pappas, anything that happens to the car, if we break it, we buy it, that means that you're going to take care of it.
Well, we didn't say exactly if anything happens to the car. The understanding was more...
Don't tell me what the understanding was. The words. Just the words.
Okay, the words, Annie said, you break it, you buy it, and we said, okay.
You owe her $800, my dear. You owe her $800. You wouldn't ordinarily. But if she said to you, you break it, you buy it, and you said, okay, you are guaranteeing the return of that car in the same condition that you took it in. Therefore, you owe her $800. Judgment for the plaintiff, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Well, I still feel that we didn't actually break the car. It was really old, and no one could have known what was going to happen to it.
It's an interesting learning experience.
If Annie was driving, I'm sure the same thing would have happened.
I'm very pleased with Colleen. She was a responsible young woman, and I honor very much that she did what she said she was going to do at the get-go.
I don't agree with paying the money, but I did it.
I trusted them. I thought if they could pay for it, you know, I didn't think anything would happen. It worked just fine for me.
We don't really talk to each other much anymore.
You may be seated.
Mr. and Mrs. Slavin, you purchased a dog from the defendant, a dog that you saw advertised on the internet?
That's correct.
And you two live in two different states. Before the dog arrived at your home, it died. You want the return of your money, which you had sent to Mr. Singh prior to his putting the dog on a plane.
Yes.
Mr. Singh says it's not his responsibility, it's somebody else's responsibility. Right?
Correct.
Ah, okay. What kind of dog was this, Mr. Singh?
This was an English bulldog.
And how much did you charge the Slavins for this dog?
$3,600.
Why so expensive, sir?
It was a smaller version, and it's categorized under a miniature English bulldog.
Did you raise the dog?
I had him for maybe a year and a half, maybe.
That's not my question. I didn't, of course you had him. I assume that you didn't steal him. I asked you if you raised them.
Yes.
How old was the dog?
When what?
How old was the dog?
About almost 2 years old when I sold him. I have a specific date right here.
So if you have the dog for a year and a half, the dog was 6 months old when you got him.
Correct.
Why are you asking me? That sounds like a question, Mr. Singh. Is that correct, that the dog was 6 months old when you got him?
Correct.
Who did you get him from?
Veronica.
For how much?
$3,500.
Was she the breeder of this dog?
Yes.
When did you put this ad on the internet to sell the dog?
The dog was never, I guess maybe January.
The dog was never what?
I really didn't want to, you know, the dog wasn't heavily advertised. It was a litter from the dog that was advertised.
This was a female or a male?
This was a male dog.
And how many puppies were born from that litter?
4.
Is that a question or an answer?
It's an answer.
Let me see the ad, please. This is not an advertisement, Mr. Slavin, for the dog that you bought, and that was Monster.
Correct.
How did you come to buy Monster?
Well, I asked him about any of the pups, were any of them left, and he said they weren't. And then I proceeded to ask, did he have any older dogs for sale?
When did you correspond with him?
About the 25th of January.
Well, this ad is for May 14th, 2005.
That's correct. I had not printed off the original ad, but that was a copy, or one that's been updated, stating that Monster still is at stud. So, point being, either he sent me a different dog.
Just a second. How many monsters do you have, sir?
I have 1 Monster. Gestation of a female dog is 63 days.
Correct.
Okay, after a female dog has her puppies.
Say anything else. You contacted him in January of 2005.
That's correct.
And he said left.
Correct.
And you decided to see if he would sell you Monster.
That's correct.
The 2-year-old male.
Correct.
So far correct?
Yes.
And you agreed on a price of?
$3,600.
Even though he was selling the puppies for $2,500.
Well, it sounded good. It says proven, had puppies before, so it would be able to use it as a stud yourself.
Well, why would you want to use this dog? Were you buying it as a pet or were you buying it to breed?
Buying it to breed. We had 2 females.
Are these miniatures?
Yes.
Now, do you have a contract with him?
No, ma'am.
When you're a breeder, you usually have contracts.
We're from the country, and every man's word should amount to what his word is, but I know that's old-fashioned.
Let me see the vet report that you have while I'm taking the rest of this testimony. Okay. Now, according to you, you put the dog on a plane.
Yes, I did.
Let me see.
And also, this is the receipt. Basically, I was called and just told to drop the dog off at this particular site at this time and this date by the Slavins. And this is the receipt that says that transportation was prepaid for, so meaning I did not have anything to do with Delta Airlines.
Who paid for the transportation?
They did. I didn't do anything
Okay.
with airline.
Fine. Correct. You took care of the transportation.
No, I just gave him $3,600, and he took care of it.
If you see right there, it's checked off prepaid, Your Honor.
It does, but it doesn't say it was prepaid by. Well, that's really not the issue, Mr. Singh. The real issue is whether A, you sent a sick dog, and B, more interestingly to me, how can you send a dog that clearly everybody acknowledges did not arrive alive and still advertise Monster for stud 5 months later?
I've been breeding dogs as a hobby for a while. Initially, I lived in Fresno, California. Now I'm a dental student here in Los Angeles. And basically how it works is first a female dog goes into heat every 6 months. After she's been in heat for every 6 months, you breed her, and then 63 days is gestation, meaning the dog mother carries the puppies in her stomach.
I know what 63
After
days
that,
gestation means. I went to high school.
4 months after that, you have to keep the puppy with the mother. I bred Monster before I sold him. That's why I was advertising him as the father of these puppies.
Your Honor, he's advertising that as current stud, meaning it's alive, it's current.
Both of the parents are, well, that's misleading. Both of the parents, Monster and Pup Girl, are very lightweight and especially short. Well, that's not true.
How's that not true?
Well, because Monster isn't a present. Both of these parents, Monster and Pup, Monster, who was very lightweight and short, and Pup, who I assume is still alive, is very lightweight and short. Monster was, not is. You know what the difference between was and is?
I do. I went to high school.
Oh, okay. So if you went to high school, Mr. Singh, you know. Both of the parents, Monster and Pup. Monster was a lightweight dog. He is no longer. So you can't say they are, because he isn't an R, he is a was.
But at the time the puppies were bred?
Doesn't make any difference. This is as of 7/4. You're advertising this, sir. As of 7/4, Monster is no longer alive.
And the website hasn't been updated for a while either.
That's misleading. Then it's misleading, Mr. Singh.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You're going to be a dentist, sir?
Yes.
Not only wouldn't I go to buy a dog from you, sir, I wouldn't let you fill my worst cavity, because what you did was the wrong thing.
And later today, Ken and Cindy Slavin claim Navjot Singh owes for the refund of a miniature English bulldog. The Slavins claim the dog died en route to their home, and Navjot won't refund their money.
Now, did you sell these puppies?
Yes.
Really?
They're
You
sold.
have the names of the people you sold them to?
I do.
Did you tell the people that Monster was dead?
Yes. I told him he had been sold. I told him I did not
That's
have...
not what I asked you, whether you told him he had been sold. I said, did you tell the people that bought the puppies that Monster was dead?
Correct, I did.
You did. I don't believe that, Mr. Singh.
We can have him come in.
I could, or I could just rely on my own common sense and your response to me, sir.
Okay.
That you didn't say to people who were going to spend $2,500 for a dog that the stud died.
But the death wasn't my responsibility of the dog.
Oh, I'm going to make that assessment right now, Mr. Singh.
Okay.
When did you put this dog on the plane, Mr. Singh?
2/15/05?
Well, you took the dog to the vet on 2/14.
Correct.
This dog was not a well dog when you put him on the plane, sir.
How was it not well?
You want me to tell you what he wrote in his notes about the dog?
She, yes, go ahead.
She. What I can read.
Wait, did you get those notes from the veterinary themselves, or?
Yes.
Can I take a look at that?
Sure.
These notes on the dog, the veterinary knew this is an English bulldog, so basically she's making notes in regardless of a regular dog, but this is actually an English bulldog, so brachiocardial sounds are normal, and having a high temperature are normal with English bulldogs. In that, they're so normal that Delta has a specific policy for shipping snub-nosed dogs.
Mr. Singh, are you playing with me, sir?
No, I'm just trying to state my side.
The vet says that the dog looks like it's been chewing on its rump as well. It has very long toenails, which indicates that it has not been well cared for. I also have dogs. Green mucosoid discharge. I'm not talking about the sounds from your English bulldog, because we all know, I mean, if you're a dog lover, you know different breeds. English bulldogs have very small noses so that they breathe, they snort, they make noise. I'm not talking about that. Your vet said that the client, that was you, declined a microscopic examination, declined to have the dog's ears cleaned, declined medication, declined nail trim. He said that the dog will be traveling because the dog is a Valentine's Day gift for a friend. That's what you told, that's what the vet said you told the vet. And the vet says, underlined, see vet as soon as possible at new placement for infection. Okay? Told no food in the morning of the flight. Airline may decline boarding with eye skin infections.
Eye and skin infections are very common for English
Listen
bulldogs.
to me, sir. Listen to me, sir. You did the wrong thing. When somebody pays you a substantial amount of money, and you have a dog that the vet says needs some treatment, you are supposed to ensure that before you put this dog on a plane, this dog has a clean, just sufficient to travel, clean bill of health. And you didn't do that. I wouldn't buy a dog from you, sir. I would suggest that if any of the 10 million people who watch this program thinking about buying a dog, they will never buy a dog from you because you haven't done the right thing. When you take on the responsibility of being a dog breeder, and you have an animal that requires a human being to take them to the doctor and make sure that they're taken care of, you're going to be a dentist, sir?
Yes.
Is that what you're telling me? You're going to be a dentist?
Yes.
When somebody has a child and the child has something wrong with their mouth, the parent has the responsibility of bringing the child to the dentist. And you have the responsibility of, as the dentist, of taking care of whatever it is that that child needs, because the child can't do it for themselves. You got my drift, Mr. Singh?
I do.
Now, a small miniature English bulldog, 2 years old, if it's got mucus coming out of their eyes, mucus coming out of the nose, seems to have a trouble with biting its skin. And the vet says, you know, the dog could really be treated before you put it on a plane and send it to a new home. And you say, not necessary. As long as it's not an extremis, you give me a health certificate because it's good enough to go on a plane. This vet was not happy with the way this dog looked. And you should have seen to it that that dog was in tip-top shape before sending it off to new owners. That's what you do if you're a responsible, caring individual. So not only wouldn't I go to buy a dog from you, sir, I wouldn't let you fill my worst cavity. Because what you did was the wrong thing. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,600. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
After 5 hours sitting in the airlines, waiting, no dog, come home, no call on the answer machine, I had to call him.
I told him the dog had passed away in the airline.
He wasn't honest. He said he would send me the money back.
The airline was ultimately responsible for, so it should be the airline and the other party.
And then he said, well, I spent the money, that's why I can't send it back, and that really bothered me.
I think the airline took advantage of me.
I'm just thankful that justice was served.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Garcia versus LeGrand. Step forward.
Frances Garcia is suing her mother, Joan LeGrand, for the unpaid interest on a loan. Frances says her mother has a gambling problem.
Miss Garcia, Miss LeGrand is your mother.
Yes.
And some time ago you made a loan to her, a loan which she acknowledges. It's a loan for, I think, $1,500. Is that right?
Yes.
And she paid you back the loan.
No, not fully.
How much does she owe on the loan?
The loan itself, it's $100 to $200.
You said 100 or 200. Well, this is a court. Be specific. Does she owe you 100 or 200?
Let me check here, so I can be specific. 100 difference.
It was a $1,500 loan. She paid you back $1,400.
Mm-hmm.
What did you need the money for, Miss LeGrand?
Well, Your Honor, I had some court-ordered debt that it needed to be paid to Sacramento, and to me that was a very urgent matter and it needed to be taken care of, and that's why I got the loan from her to pay them.
Do you agree that you owe her the $100 on the original loan?
If she says I still owe her $100, I guess maybe I am $100 short, because the last payment that I made to her was $200, and I believe it should have been $300.
Okay. So you acknowledge that perhaps you owe her $100. She says that you do. But she doesn't want $100. She wants $1,600. You're going to tell me why.
Because my mother at the bingo hall came up to me, you can see this on the bingo paper, with this, and she said, Dee, can you read this and then let me know something? Well, per her contract, it states here, $500 for court fines. Then it also says $500 that she owes the state. Well, then her total at the bottom is $1,500. I said, Mom, what do you need the other $500 for? Oh, miscellaneous. I said, oh, it's for Jackson, right? Because she likes to go gamble in Jackson outside of the bingo hall.
Okay.
So, anyways, per her contract, it says, if you would like to read it, Judge, the payment would be paid as follows. It's here starting May the 3rd, $200.
Just a second. She acknowledges she owes you $100 on the original $1,500 loan.
Yes.
But you want $1,600.
Yes, because that's why I loaned her the money. She agreed to pay me $3,000 back.
So she agreed to pay you double the loan, 100% interest. Is that right? And that's what you want?
That's what I want.
When did you make her the loan?
On April 26th.
Of what year?
Of 2005.
And when did she finish paying you the $1,400?
When did I have to press her to finish paying me?
When did she pay you?
Let me see. She did not pay in August 3rd.
Listen to me.
Okay, I did hear your question.
Listen to me. If you heard my question, give me the answer. When did she finish paying?
The 18th.
Of what month?
August.
Now, did you have a reasonable relationship with your mother before?
Outside of being her banker, no. We just talk whenever we see each other.
The laws of this country, in each jurisdiction, preclude, do not allow people to charge usurious interest rates.
She made the contract.
Listen, I want you to open up, put on your listening ears.
They're here.
Courts will not enforce a contract with usurious interest rates. They're against the law.
Okay, fine. Well,
Good. Then she owes you $100.
I don't feel that's correct, because even if you use a credit card to get the money, there are 22.99% interest.
And?
So what's the difference? She's not paying me any interest. I didn't loan it to her just as a gift.
Let me tell you what the law says, just so that you're aware of it.
Please, enlighten me.
I'm going to enlighten you, and I'm going to do it quickly because I have other fish to fry today. The law says that if you make a contract that's against the law, and it is against the law to charge too much interest, then the courts will not enforce that contract with any interest.
Oh, it's nice to know the law.
Good. Now you know it. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $100, which you acknowledge you owe her. That's all.
Don't talk to me no more. Ever again. Her decision doesn't matter to me. The contract is signed, sealed, and delivered. If she don't want to uphold it, she can stay out of my life.
It's just Frances. She likes to be in control of every situation.
Now she can stay out of my face.
That's fine and dandy with me. At least I won't be swimming in the water with sharks any longer.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Ms. Moore, you and the defendant had dated, and according to your complaint, you made loans to him.
Right.
One large loan for his mortgage, and then some small loans for credit card charges. Mr. Hightower indicates that you did pay this money, but there was never a loan agreement and never an agreement to repay you. Is that right, sir?
Yes, sir.
When did you start to date the defendant?
Several months after my son was murdered.
When was that?
March of 2000. Probably about 3 or 4 months after that.
What was the first loan for and when?
In July of 2000, Donald showed me a letter that, the mortgage company had wrote, which showed that they were going to foreclose on his house.
I'd like to see the letter. Now, where were you when he showed you that letter?
At his house.
Were you living with him at the time?
No.
I want you to tell me the exact scenario that came about when he showed you this letter.
Can I kind of tell you what led up to this, my frame of mind? Yeah.
No. I don't want to know about your frame of mind. What I want to know about is the conversation, where you were. It's clear if you were dating him, then you liked him.
Right.
Also, based upon what you told me, what happened to your son in March, you were vulnerable, you were feeling slightly depressed. I understand that. However, this is still a situation where we have to deal with whether this was a loan or not a loan.
Okay.
So I want you to tell me where you were seated in the house, what the conversation was that led up to him showing you this letter.
Okay. I was sitting in the lazy boy chair, and he had all his bills right there, and he showed me the letter.
I mean, he just took this letter and said,
well,
take a look at this?
Everything was sitting right there, and he showed me this letter, because we were talking about how he couldn't, afford to, take me out to dinner, and, he felt bad about it.
It was in that context that he showed you this letter, I can't afford to go out to dinner or whatever because I have all these bills.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I had a lot of money at the time because of the life insurance policy from my son's death. And I felt really bad, because, he has these 2 wonderful children. One, she has Down syndrome, and she is a sweetheart. She's just so full of life. And I just couldn't see these children, August 4th, they were going to foreclose on the house, and where were they going to go? I felt terrible. And I'm trying to be a fixer-upper. I was trying to help them fix the situation. I know that I get a lot of money back from my taxes just claiming one child. So I knew when he gets his taxes back, he'll get $3,000 or $4,000, probably more than I do. And in order for me to negotiate with this Equicorp, place, I called, them up and I said, well, what can we do to get this, straightened out? And they said, well, this amount of money needs to be mailed. So in order to, get him above water, I went and paid $4,500 towards it.
You have proof of that?
Yes, I do. This is a copy of the money order and the original.
Okay. Now, after that, what did he say to you?
I'm trying to remember. This was a couple of years ago.
Well, you have to remember.
Your Honor, may I answer that?
No, not yet.
Well, he told me that he had other bills, and that wasn't really going to get him out of, hot water, because he was behind on all these credit cards. He had the bank's you know, calling him constantly. He didn't like to answer the phone because of that. He said, well, I can't pay you back right away. And I said, I know. I said, I don't need the money right now. I have the money right now. I said, but, you know, when you get your taxes back, I mean, just go ahead, you know, and give me some money. And you don't have to give me the whole thing. I said, you know, the next year, which was this year right here, give me the rest of the money, and that'll be that. And I said, you don't even have to pay me back the whole thing. It was over $7,000 is what it was. And I said, well, you know, if you'll just make sure you pay me, I'll accept the $4,000.
So you agreed that he would pay you back $4,000?
Not at that time. This was later.
So at that time you didn't talk about him repaying you the money?
Oh, we did. We did, you know, with his taxes, but we didn't negotiate a figure.
Okay. Well, when did you negotiate a figure?
February, I had wrote a letter to him, February 5th, which is right about tax time.
Could I see the letter, please?
And I was like, something was better than nothing.
Would you show this letter to the defendant, please? You recall receiving that letter, Mr. Hightower?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Good, thank you. When you received that letter, Mr. Hightower, what did you do?
I read it.
And after you read it, what did you do with it?
Tore it up and throw it in the trash.
Why?
Because when she did this, I told her not to do it because at the time, I was going through the separation and divorce, also going through a custody hearing. I told her that I not know when I'd ever be able to pay her back.
Are you still living in the house that she...
No, ma'am.
Who got the house?
It's been put on a lot for sale now. I moved out the end of February of this year.
Why?
They foreclosed on it in December.
How many months did you live there after summer of 2000?
I moved out of it February of 2002 of this year.
Oh, so her money helped you stay in that home?
I guess, but also too my
What do
lawyer.
you mean you guess?
My lawyer also helped. My attorney knew what was going on. My
You had a
attorney
lawyer?
helped me. Yes, ma'am. When I was going
Lawyer
through
for the custody case?
custody,
And the
separation, and
divorce?
divorce, yes.
Did you pay your lawyer?
Yes, ma'am.
How much did you pay your lawyer?
$1,500.
Do you still owe your lawyer?
No, ma'am.
So you took this letter and you threw it in the garbage?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a lot of nerve. You mean you didn't even answer her?
Ma'am, also, too, you got to realize a lot of things going on with her. One time she broke in my house just to show her brother my home through the kitchen and come back bragging about it.
So what?
The next time she went through my mail, took a credit card out of my mailbox.
Stop complaining. I'm asking you a question, sir. You get this letter, you don't respond to it, you take it and you throw it in the garbage. And then what you do is you justify those actions by little petty irritations. I'm asking you, if you couldn't give her back any money, and she clearly expected money over a year ago, why didn't you call her or write her a letter and say, I'm really suffering financially right now?
She knew I was.
How did she know?
She knew how I was.
What do you mean she knew? Were you in communication with her?
She knew that I was trying to raise 2 kids by myself.
Did you get custody of your children?
Yes, ma'am.
Then I suggest that you try to teach your children, Mr. Hightower, what being a person of good character is. You know, just because you're a warm body doesn't mean you're a father. Anything can be a father. Dogs are fathers, cats are fathers, fish are fathers. In order to be a father, a human being father, you're supposed to try to teach your children to have a good moral character. Somebody was nice to you. And what you do is you take the letter, you throw it in the garbage without even a response?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Do you think there's a difference between going through a separation and a divorce and having one of your children suddenly taken from you?
Both of them are very emotional.
One you can cure, one you can't.
And later today,
I was not that close to her. She sped up to go around me.
She's trying to get away from you. If she sped up, she would have hit you straight on. Duh.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Patty Lynn Moore says ex-boyfriend Donald Hightower owes for a loan to keep his home out of foreclosure. Donald says he told Patty Lynn he could never pay her back.
After you loaned him this money, Ms. Moore, how long after that did you stop seeing him socially?
Almost immediately.
And who terminated the relationship?
He did.
Tell me about it.
He didn't see that there was any, he didn't think that we would be able to have a relationship at the time. I was drinking some at the time. No excuse, but...
That's honest.
Alcohol is no place in any relationship, nor is it in anybody's life. It's like a disease. It just ruins.
Are you okay now?
Yeah, as far as the drinking, like I said, just bringing up this emotional stuff, I don't think, you don't ever get over the grieving, you know. I mean, you deal with it, you know, through grievance counseling, but you don't never get over the loss of a child. And I just...
How old was your son?
22. I got the newspaper article.
Mr. Hightower.
Yes, ma'am.
How many children did Miss Moore have?
She had her daughter and her son that she told me about.
And she told you about the son as soon as you met her?
Yes, ma'am.
So you knew that shortly before this business with your home, she had suffered a loss and she had some money.
I didn't know she had any money. I never asked her.
Fine. So let's say you didn't know she had any money, but you knew she had suffered a loss.
Yes, ma'am, and I was sorry that happened.
And you were going through a great deal of turmoil in your life.
Yes, ma'am.
But none of your children died.
No, ma'am.
You think there's a difference between going through a separation and a divorce and having one of your children suddenly taken from you? You think there's a difference? You think there's a difference?
Both of them are very emotional.
Yeah. One you can cure, one you can't. And what I find most obnoxious about your behavior, sir, is that you didn't even bother to respond to this letter. You read it, you tore it up, and you threw it in the garbage because you were going through a great deal of stuff on your own. That's what you told me. Good character is what you're supposed to teach your children. If you don't have it, and they don't give classes for it, can't read a book on it, at least once in a while somebody is going to tell you when you have lousy character. We understand each other? Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,400. Thank you, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She wants everybody to play her on her sympathy.
There's nothing in this world worse than losing a child.
She's just trying to rule people's lives with her own.
I have the right to grieve.
She was just trying to steal my identity.
I don't think he has any identity.
I best just get rid of him, get on with my life.
When a loser is a loser, you're a loser. Why would I want to take the identity of a loser?
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Edwards versus Garmany. Step forward, please.
Security Officer Gloria Edwards is suing 18-year-old student Charity Garmany for damage to her car due to an accident. Charity says she was being chased.
Miss Edwards, it is your claim that the defendant, who you don't know, hit your car. Her car was traveling in reverse.
Yes.
Miss Garmany says, well, it's true she was traveling in reverse, but it was really both your faults. So tell me about it. When did it happen and where?
Okay, it happened April the 22nd on North Houston Street around 7:45.
Where were you going?
I was on my way to the grocery store.
Tell me what happened.
Okay, I was traveling south on North Houston Street.
Which is your car?
Car number 2 is my car. And about 500 feet from me was car number 1, which was her car. All of a sudden, I see her reverse lights come on. And I swerved to the right of the road, tried to get out of her way. And
when you say you saw her reverse lights go on, did she start to travel in reverse?
Yes. It was like at full speed because I had just turned onto this street, and I was doing maybe 15 miles an hour. And all of a sudden, I just saw her reverse light come on, so I was trying to get out of her way.
So you moved to try to get out of the way,
right?
And she hit you,
right?
On the side of your car,
right?
Okay. I assume she got out of the car.
Well, I got out of my car. I got out and walked around, and I asked her what was going on, and she said this girl was beating on the hood of her car. And I told her, I said, well, look at the damage that you've done to my vehicle and your vehicle. It's going to cost more to have mine and yours fixed than it is for a fist dent that somebody put on yours.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Gloria Edwards says her car was damaged when Charity Garmany hit her while driving in reverse. Charity says she was being chased by another vehicle.
Okay, now I'll hear from you.
Okay, I was driving. Me and my friends were driving down the street. We was going to get off the road, was leaving to go across the railroad tracks. And I was coming forward.
And what?
I was coming forward, going off the street. I'm right here.
You were going forward?
Yes, to go across the street, to go across the railroad tracks. That's when Nikki and Aaron pulled their car in front of mine to block me in.
Nikki and Aaron are people that you know?
I know them, but I don't know them personally. I know them by name.
But you knew them?
Yes.
So they blocked your car?
Yes. Then Marcus pulls from this street right here, completely blocks me in from going forward.
Now, Mr. is car number D?
Yes.
Did you know Mr.
Yes.
Had you had any trouble with him?
No.
So he's blocking your car?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So she gets out of the car and starts beating on the hood of my car, telling me to get out.
The girl who was in car number C?
Yes, which is Nikki.
And you never had any words with Nikki? You didn't know why? No, come on.
She had attempted to pull us over before.
Why?
I guess she wanted to fight. Still to this day, I'm not quite sure why.
Why would she want to fight with you if you only knew her by name?
Because my witness, she doesn't like her.
All right, so you had somebody in your car that she didn't like?
Mm-hmm. My witness.
And that's what this is all about?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
So she gets out of the car and starts hitting the hood of my car, telling me to get out, that she's going to kick our ass.
Were you frightened?
Not frightened. I just didn't want to fight. I saw no point in it.
Well, were you frightened when Mr. pulled his car up and you were totally blocked in?
Yes, I couldn't go forwards.
So you were very frightened. Were you frightened?
Well, yes, but I mean, because I couldn't go forward. So she gets out of the car, telling me she's going to kick my... I can't go forwards. So I looked in my rearview mirror. I put my car in reverse. Maybe 5 miles an hour. It was slow enough. She was still beating on the hood of my car, telling me to get out.
Who's she?
Nikki.
Who was Nikki? You're pointing to Nikki.
Her witness.
You're Nikki?
I'm Nikki.
Oh, stand up here, young lady. Do you know the plaintiff? Did you know her before this incident happened?
No.
Well, what's all this about with getting out of your car and blocking her car?
I've never blocked her car, and I mean, I was standing on the depot corner. Me and some of my friends were standing on the depot corner, just talking, hanging out, and these girls kept riding by all day, screaming and cussing at us.
That's not true. We just got there.
Telling us they were going to beat us up, and I mean, just acting silly, shooting us birds, and then finally they kept riding by. And me and my friend Erin, the girl I was with, we were fixing to leave, and they come down the road. And so I was trying to stop them. And
How were you trying to stop them?
I was yelling at them, trying to stop them. I never touched their car. They were never blocked in. Nobody ever pulled out in front of them or anything.
That's
they were
not
never
true.
blocked in.
Sit down. Nikki, there's a reason she went into reverse. She didn't all of a sudden have a lapse in her mind, and instead of going forward, she decided, well, I'm going to ride backwards. People don't do that. So she was clearly frightened about something. Nikki, go ahead.
So I proceeded to reverse.
You went into reverse because
Yes.
you were frightened and you wanted to get away from them.
Yes.
And you hit her car.
No, she hit me. I was
No. Your car number A, right?
Yes.
You
she
hit
did
her.
not proceed to slow down. She instead speeded up. She even said to the police officer that she speeded up. She saw my reverse lights on. She speeded up.
And she tried to get out of the way. Look at the way her car is. Miss.
When you see a reverse lights on, you usually reverse.
No, you don't. You try to get out of the way.
You reverse. I was not that close to her. She sped up to go around me.
She tried to get out of the way. Look at where the damage is. Look, miss. Look at your photograph. Look at it. That is a photograph of somebody who's trying to get away from you. Going that way, trying to get away from you because you're going backwards. If she sped up, she would have hit you straight on. She's trying to get away from you. Duh. Okay. The lesser of the two estimates that you have is 2616?
Yes.
You have a photograph of the damage?
Yes.
Can I see it, please? Did you have damage to your car?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you sue Nikki?
I tried to file a harassment warrant on her, and
I'm not talking about a harassment warrant. I'm talking about you say that she caused the damage to your car. Did you sue her?
No, not yet.
What are you looking at her for?
I thought she said something.
Oh, she doesn't look like she's going to say a word. You say that this young lady and her friends caused this accident.
Yes, they did.
Well, why wouldn't you sue them?
I just graduated out of high school. I haven't had time yet. I'm going to the I'm in the process.
Well, meanwhile, you take care of the plaintiff's damage. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,616.83. Thank you. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It was all set up. She did not proceed to slow down. Instead, she speeded up and hit me.
I tried to get out of her way.
Her witness has tried to pull me over before.
I don't know anything about the altercation that this young lady had with those girls.
And then later on we got a fight. She cut me with a razor on my arm.
There was never a fight between us. You must be mistaken.
I could not go forward. I had to go in reverse.
I don't have time for child's play, so I don't know anything about what problems they had.
Be seated, ma'am. Have a seat, please.
Mr. Malafronte, you claim a loan to the defendant, who is your former girlfriend. You say the loan was for some cosmetic surgery that you wanted to have. You broke up, you want your money. That's as simple as that. The defendant says that this was never a loan. It was always a gift. Did not become a loan until after you were no longer together. It's your defense. So, tell me when you started to date Miss Barella.
We began...
No, I'm talking to him. When did you start to date Miss Barella?
Malafronte, ma'am.
I said, when did you start to date
September of
Miss
2000.
Barella?
September of 2000.
Did I not say that right?
You said it right.
Sorry, ma'am.
It just
Thought you were
sounded
talking
like
to her.
You were saying you were calling him.
No, when did you start to date Miss Barella?
Around September of 2000.
And when did the subject of this cosmetic surgery come up?
Roughly August, September of 2001.
Did you and Miss Barella live together?
No, we did not.
Tell me about the discussion in August or September of 2001.
Miss Barella, because of her occupation, wanted to
What's her occupation?
She worked at Hooters at the time, ma'am.
What did you do at Hooters?
Waitress and a bartender.
Go ahead.
She wanted to get breast augmentation. She had friends who had it done. Her mother and I had both told her that she didn't need it. Wasn't necessary, but she had it in her mind that she wanted to have it done. So she asked me if I could get her the money.
What exactly did she say to you?
She just asked if I would be able to lend her the money to get the surgery done.
And what did you say?
I said I would go get a loan from the bank for it.
Go ahead.
Took out the loan September of 2001. The surgery was supposed to be performed in October of 2001, which it was. She had agreed that she would make the payments to the bank, and unfortunately, with not being able to work in October because of the surgery, she wasn't able to make the first payment, so I made it. And then November and December, she was playing catch-up on bills, so I made those payments also. January 2002, we got engaged, and since she was still short on money and I did have the money to pay it, I continued to pay it.
Go ahead.
April of 2002, we had decided to go our separate ways and discussed at that time. I had mentioned to her about making the payments on the loan. She told me she was moving into a new apartment and wouldn't have the money at the time. So I said, no problem, when you're on your feet, we'll talk about it again. Come about July, we talked about it again. And
did you call her?
At that time, yes, I talked to Danielle.
But you hadn't been seeing her?
No.
So in July, you called her?
Yes, ma'am. And discussed again about her making these payments. She, again, said she didn't have the money, kept making excuses. Finally, about September of 2002, I contacted her mother and asked for her assistance in this. Her mother agreed it wasn't right that I'm making the payments on her loan, on the loan for her surgery, and agreed to talk to her about it. She talked to Danielle. She called. She said that she would reimburse me for the payments, basically July, August, September, and October, and then start the payments in November.
And she made some payments?
Yes, she did.
How many payments did she make?
She made 4 payments.
Of what amount?
The first one of $170 in November, and then 3 at $200, ending last one in February.
Why did she stop in February? Did she tell you?
Originally, it was, she asked if she could skip March and April because she was moving into another new apartment, and she was going to have an overlap and was going to owe rent on both apartments. I said, no problem. Come April, she had decided that she wasn't going to pay it. Said that she was given advice that as long as she claimed it was a gift, that she wouldn't have to pay it.
Is that what she told you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now I'll hear you.
They were a gift.
That's for me to decide. That's for me to make a judgment about. I want you to go back to August of 2001.
August of 2001, I had definitely expressed interest in wanting to get the cosmetic surgery. And he knew that I was very, very, very interested in getting it.
How did he know? Did he have mental telepathy? Did he have
no,
a Ouija board?
we were together at the time, so he definitely saw me expressing
You
concern.
told him, not expressing. Yeah. Listen to me. Let's speak plain English. Right? I know you think you're smarter than I am, but you're not. You told him, so listen to me. I told him I really wanted to have this surgery.
Yes.
Then let me hear that. I don't want to hear he knew I expressed to him.
I told him I really wanted to have the surgery.
And what did he say to you?
He said he would get them for me, along with all the other gifts that he had also gotten me over the time that we were together. I even received gifts after we were together.
Gifts are one thing.
But I considered this a gift as well because...
I know what you considered it. Let's move on. So you had the surgery, and then did there come a time after you broke up when you moved into a new apartment?
Yes, right at the time we were breaking up.
Did you tell him that you were strapped for money?
Yes.
Did there come a time when you moved into a different apartment?
Yes.
Did you have a conversation with him at that time as well?
Yes.
Did you tell him at that time that you were strapped for money?
Yes.
You see all these things, how they come together? It's so easy, madam, when you just get it together and tell me the truth.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
How old was your daughter when she had breast augmentation?
22.
You didn't think she was nice enough before?
I absolutely agree that it was not necessary.
Unnecessary is not the word. Stupid is the word. Stupid.
And later today,
You two ladies decided to go out for the evening. You were going to be the drunk, and she was going to be the sober driver. So far, is that correct?
Yes.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Brian Malafronte is suing his ex-fiancée, Danielle Barella, for the cost of breast enlargement.
Now, let us assume, sir, that you became engaged. And I want you to all answer honestly. This may not turn out badly for you. It may. But I want you to answer me honestly. Let us assume that things worked out as you had initially planned when you became engaged. You got married. You think she would have paid you back this money?
No, ma'am.
Good answer. Even though it was originally a loan, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Because when it was originally a loan, you weren't engaged and didn't know whether you were going to have a long-term life together, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Like it. Now, you want to tell me why you made the payments?
I made the payments because at that point I was frightened of him, because when we had broken up, he constantly drove his motorcycle by my house, showed up at my works, definitely talked to all my friends trying to find out where I was.
When did you break up?
In April of 2002.
We're talking about later on when you made the payments, madam. You
Right,
didn't
right,
make
and
the payments in April of 2002. If I believe just your baloney about being frightened, your mouth is twisted. If I believed the baloney about, frightened of him, then you would have started to make the payments as soon as he drove his motorcycle by your place of employment. You didn't. So you want to get it together and tell me why you started to make the payments.
Just so he would leave me alone. I was tired of being followed, having to know
Did you
where
ever
I
file
was.
a police report about it?
No, I did not.
So stop complaining about it now. I'm not interested. So you made payments. Why did you stop making payments?
Because I got a message from my mom saying that if we were still together, that he would be paying for him. So basically,
of course. That's what he just said. He just said if you had been engaged and gotten married, there's no question that he would not be paying him back.
Well, I considered it all a gift, though.
Oh, but it wasn't. It wasn't.
But I have all these other things that he bought me even after we were engaged.
That's okay. Put your hand down. I'm not interested in what you have to say. Teach her responsibility. I mean, she was moron enough at her age to have surgery that you didn't need, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. So you don't want to add to that, do you?
I think I know some things about this that you would like to know.
Oh, sure. You're just dying to do it. Step up. How old was your daughter when she had breast augmentation?
22.
You didn't think she was nice enough before?
Oh, I absolutely agree that it was not necessary.
Unnecessary is not the word. Stupid is the word. Stupid is the word for a 22-year-old because she likes to work in a particular restaurant. That's the word, stupid.
It wasn't necessarily for the restaurant. It was for myself.
Oh, you mean you had a bad self-image?
Yeah, I did.
Is that what you told me, you had a bad self-image?
Yes. It was something that I wanted to make myself feel better.
Get a different job.
She has a
Go to
different-
school.
I do have a
Get a degree. That makes you feel better. Having bigger breasts doesn't necessarily make you feel better. Being smart makes you feel better. Now, you want to tell me what you have to tell me?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Fast.
Okay. At the time that Brian had agreed to get Danny the money, I had expressed to him that I did not want this to be done. And he said, well, I want to do this for her.
Good.
And there was never any talk of it being a loan.
You don't know about that, madam. Were you in the bedroom with them? Were you in the bedroom with them?
No, I was not.
Good. Have a seat. There's no question in my mind that it was originally a loan, and you were supposed to have paid him back. That's different from a box of chocolates or a very expensive scarf or a ring or a pin that one gets as a gift. If he's stupid enough to take out a loan to buy you those things, then he's a real idiot. I don't think he's an idiot. And he was very honest with me. He said if you were together and if you had married, certainly he would not pursue this loan, but you weren't together anymore. And it was originally a loan because otherwise he would not have taken that money out. It wasn't money that he readily had. So you owe him the money. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,000, which probably isn't enough to cover the entire loan, but it's a good beginning. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm very happy with the judge's ruling.
I don't agree with her judgment at all.
Had a lot of things slung around the court that I haven't done.
He was driving by my house, constantly finding out where I was, found out where I lived.
She lived behind a biker bar. I ride motorcycles. Kind of hard not to go by there.
He's hurt that I broke his heart, and he just wants to have a tie to me.
She's trying to make herself feel better by making me look like the bad guy.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Perlick versus Bauer. Step forward, please.
21-year-old loan officer Hannah Perlick is suing her former friend, 22-year-old sales associate Tracy Bauer, for driving her car while drunk and wrecking it. Tracy is countersuing for impound fees.
All right, ladies. Let me run through what I perceive to be the chronology of events of this day or evening. Bert, I would like you to listen carefully so that if I make a mistake here, either in my perceptions or the facts, you let me know right away.
Absolutely.
Good. I believe it was the 12th of
December.
It was the 12th of December of last year, and you two ladies decided to go out for the evening. And you took your car.
Correct.
To a
club downtown.
And you were going to be drinking.
Yes.
So, according to you, you decided that you were going to be the drunk and she was going to be the sober driver. So far, is that correct?
Yes.
And when you got to the club, lo and behold, she decided also to be a
drunk.
Drunk. Now, when you were getting ready to leave, for whatever reason, you both decided that she was less drunk than you were, according to you.
It was just basically that it was predetermined that she would drive before we went, and so I drank freely because it was going to be her responsibility to make sure that we were home. And
that
when
sounds really responsible, so that you told her she had to drive.
Well, I have a prior, I do have a DWI, and so I don't do it. And so if I'm going to go out, I'm going to make sure that I have a way home.
And that you'd never drink and drive, correct?
I can't say...
Correct?
Not never. I don't want to lie. It's not never, but I...
Well, on this particular evening, you were committed not to drink and drive.
That's
right?
correct.
All right. In any event, it is your claim that when you left the club, she was driving.
Yes.
And she had an accident with your car.
Correct.
Causing several $1,000s worth of damage for which you want her to be responsible. That's generally your case.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yes.
Trust me, it gets better. After you drove home with the now damaged car, Miss Bauer had to get back to her house, right?
Right. Actually...
And and she had left her car at your house, right?
Mm-hmm.
You did not want her to drive because she was too drunk. So you, ready? Drove her car back to her house. And you got pulled over for DUI. Miss Perlick, who wasn't going to drink and drive that night, because you were too smart. And Miss Bauer is counterclaiming because she says that because of you, that you drove her car home, she has had to get her car out of impound, and she has to now drive around with license plates that say that a drunken driver drives this car. DUI. Right?
Yep.
That's your counterclaim.
Yep.
Got it? Well, let me synthesize it for you, Bert, just in case you missed it. The two of them went out for an evening. They had made up before that the defendant was going to be the sober driver because Miss Perlick has a prior DWI and she likes to drink. Miss Bauer also decided to drink that night. So now it's time to go home, and they're both drunk. However, Miss Perlick says, well, we had a prior arrangement. Prior arrangement was that she was going to drive. And that I don't care whether drunk or sober, she's going to drive.
She agreed.
She was agreed.
Yep.
It's contract. So According to Miss Perlick, Miss Bauer drove. Of course, Miss Bauer says she really wasn't driving, but that's neither here nor there.
Right.
So Miss Bauer then gets home to Miss Perlick's house. Now she's got her car there.
Yeah.
There's an accident. Miss Perlick says, I won't let her drive home because she's drunk. So Miss Perlick decides, even though she was too drunk to drive her own car, she decides to drive Miss Bauer's car home.
Right, she's not
And
that
she's driving like a snake in the road, and some very, very efficient, diligent, intuitive cop pulls her over and says, drunk, prior DUI, impound the car, and put on DUI plates on the car. Ergo, her countersuit. Got it? Now, Bird, would you let these two people go out and fend for themselves and say to them, what are you bothering me for?
That would pretty much be my slant.
That would pretty much be my view. You acted like two morons, like two idiots, like half-baked nuts that night, the two of you, driving, drinking, putting other people's lives at risk, and then you come to a court and you say you fix it. Don't you feel stupid?
May I speak?
Oh, yes. I was hoping you would say, yes, I feel stupid. I'm sorry, Judge.
Oh.
Goodbye, but I'll be more than happy to listen to you, Miss Perlick. Go ahead.
I am beyond stupid, especially when I'm drunk, and I know that. And that's exactly why she was going to drive. When we left, she told me, no, I'm going to drive. You're not supposed to drive. She seemed fine to me. She told me, don't call the cops. Don't get the insurance company involved. I will pay for everything. She came to me, Hannah, I am so sorry. Please, let me pay you back. I said, okay, I let it go for a few months. My witness also came to me and said, you know what? She's running her mouth. She says, I don't have the money. I'm not going to pay her back. Sure. That's why we're here. I'm not going to deny that I'm stupid. I was ignorant. I shouldn't have driven that night. I was not given a DWI that night because I was not drunk. I got pulled over for going 3 miles over the speed limit coming off an off-ramp because she has a Grand Prix. I have a truck.
You told me you were too drunk to drive your own car home.
And then 3 hours later, sitting in front of my house after the accident had happened.
You got all sobered up.
Yes, very much.
How old are you?
I am 21 years old.
Miss Perlick, if you're 21 years old and have a prior DUI, then what you have to do is stop drinking. Stop drinking and stop fetching.
Yes, ma'am.
And you don't come and clog up the courts and bog down the courts with your nonsense. You both did the wrong thing that night. Deal with it. That's all. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm upset because this girl said she was gonna pay for everything. She drove my car. It was her responsibility.
I never said just
Where I knew that I make stupid decisions when I'm drunk. I already know that. That's why she was supposed to be responsible to drive.
We both made bad decisions that night.
She ruined my car.
We just have to pay the price for it.
She steals my money.
I wasn't driving the vehicle.
She ruined my car.
I'll beat the out of her if she doesn't step away from me. How about that?
Have a seat, please.
Mr. Caroselli, according to what I've read in your complaint, you responded to an eBay sale of a jet ski.
Yes, ma'am.
That was placed by Mr. Brame. And you traveled to where he was, you purchased it, and when you got the jet ski home, you had it examined by someone who told you that it was not functioning. It had been immersed in water and it was not usable. You then stopped payment on the check that you gave to Mr. Brame. Mr. Brame subsequently contacted the authorities. You were arrested, and you made an agreement that you would pay out the $1,700 or the $1,800 that you had agreed to pay because it was under threat of going to jail. Now you want that money back, plus punitive damages because you say you still can't use the jet ski. In addition, according to you, Mr. Brame didn't even have title to the jet ski, which he couldn't pass on to you, and you still don't have the title.
That's correct.
Mr. Brame says you're the scam artist. Okay, so may I see the ad that you answered, please, sir?
Your Honor, I'm not sure if he gave you...
You want to take a look at this and see?
I was just wanting to... I knew how many pages there were, and you don't have them all.
May I see what you have?
Mine are also in color that show the damages pretty well to the jet ski.
Okay. Let me tell you what I see here, Mr. Caroselli, before we get going. According to your complaint, let me see if I can find your exact words. This vehicle I paid over $1,800 for, according to you, quote, was virtually worthless and would cost over $1,800 to bring up to running condition. The eBay notice said the engine was in perfect condition and looked like new. That's what you say. But that's not true, sir. Let's look at the documents that you gave me. The first thing it says here, this item is being sold for a friend.
Yes, ma'am.
So that would have given me cause to pause right away. Why isn't the friend selling it? Why is he selling it? So you knew immediately, based upon this, that he was not the owner. Then you say that it was in like-new condition, looked like new, the engine was new, but that's not what it says, sir. It says, and he clearly says, I've tried to show this thing in the worst and best condition. It was banged up against a dock, doesn't look good. He says, I have not heard the jet ski run. The battery is dead. The engine looks like new and is most likely in perfect condition, but there are no guarantees. That's very different from saying the engine is new.
Yes, ma'am.
What this man is saying to you, to a reasonable person, is, don't buy this jet ski. It's dead. I haven't heard it running. It probably is good. The engine looks good because it's clean, and there are no guarantees. So he sold this to you as is.
Yes, ma'am.
With that in mind, now you can tell me that when you got it home, what did you do?
First thing I did was bring it to a mechanic. And let me just back up by saying we talked about the condition of the jet ski. The body was understood. It was in physical bad condition. That wasn't in dispute. I wasn't.
I know we're not talking about that, sir. Just get over to the next point. The next point I made to you is sold with absolutely no guarantees. That's what he says here, and you purchased it that way. So you got it home, you had it looked at by a mechanic, and the mechanic said it's worthless. So what happened next?
Well, I brought it to the mechanic, and it wasn't that the engine was in bad shape. This apparently was underwater and sunk, which he did not tell me about. That was the basis.
Just a second. He said, I don't know anything about this jet ski. I'm selling it for a friend.
I understand that.
That's what this said.
This was somebody that he knew. He had information about the jet ski. I felt that selling something as is and that he didn't run it was different than knowing that the ski had been turned over and was submerged in water.
Now, do you have any proof that Mr. Brain knew? Stop playing with your paper, sir. It's irritating.
I'm sorry.
Knew that the jet ski had been submerged.
I don't have any personal knowledge of that other than when I opened up the compartment for the seat, the engine compartment was totally clean. It was coming from a friend of his, and he was representing the jet ski.
No. He wasn't representing anything. My question to you is, do you have any proof that he knew that this jet ski had been submerged?
I don't have any personal knowledge of that, ma'am.
That's it. So what did you do?
I stopped payment on the check immediately because I figured he failed. He knew. My feeling was.
I don't care what you felt.
Okay?
I don't care what you your feelings go elsewhere.
Yes,
this is a court.
I called him immediately to say that I'm stopping payment on the check because I brought it to the mechanic the next day. I called him that day and left him a message.
Okay.
And told him that the check was not going to clear. I was putting a stop payment. And what did he want to do?
He's lying, Your Honor.
Don't, Mr. Brain, don't speak.
I subsequently got the report from the mechanic.
I don't care what the report says.
And then I sent him an email to say, and I have the email that I sent him saying, the ski is no good. It was full of water in the engine. You didn't tell me that. What do you want to do to pick it up? And he never responded to that email.
You mean you wanted him to come and pick it up?
I wanted him to contact me. He wasn't contacting me.
Did you say to him, you just said to come and pick it up?
That's what the email said. I wanted to evoke a response because he wasn't returning any of my phone calls.
Just a second. What you said to him in the email was, when are you going to come and pick it up? And how long a drive was it?
About 600 miles.
600 miles.
Yes,
you wanted him to come and pick up the jet ski.
I was willing to bring it back, but he
Where
was
did
not.
You tell him that in the email?
The email didn't say that. I figured he would now finally call me if he got this email.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
So give me
I
a
do.
reasonable answer, sir.
I'm giving you the truth.
No.
I'm telling you
So
what
you
I
lied in here.
I was not totally honest in that. You're correct.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Michael Caroselli says he was scammed on eBay by Mac Brame. Michael claims Mac sold him a jet ski that had been sunk.
You say that the ski can be picked up in Pineville, North Carolina at your convenience. It's about 500 miles away. This is non-negotiable, nor up for debate. That's what you said.
In the email,
okay.
yes.
Okay. Then you found out that he stopped payment on the check.
Yes.
And you contacted the authorities.
He did not.
Shh. What did you do?
First off, he never called me at all.
Okay.
I never got any correspondence in any kind of way as far as him saying...
You got the email.
Right, I got the email. At that point in time, I didn't know what to do. I didn't have a clue as to what my recourse should be at that point.
Let me have the name of the person, the name of the friend for whom you were selling the jet ski.
John.
John.
Who's not the owner.
Shh. Just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
And I want you to explain to me, Mr. Brame, how it came about that you got this jet ski from John.
He's been a friend for quite some years. He was opening a daycare in a local town. He was needing money. He was asking me to sell various items for him on eBay.
Why didn't he put the items up himself on eBay?
Okay, because on eBay, when you first begin to sell, you don't have any feedback. And feedback's a very important thing when you sell on eBay. It tells everyone out there if you're an honest person or a dishonest person. So when you first start selling, you have a big goose egg beside your name, which means no one knows anything about you. He asked me would I do it.
It doesn't sound like a very good friend to me, sir.
He is a good friend.
No. Good friend is not somebody that uses your good name. What he did was give you an item that caused you trouble.
Oh, it did, yes, ma'am.
Okay. And it gave you trouble because either he did not represent to you that it had been a salvaged vehicle.
It wasn't a salvaged vehicle.
And how do you know that, sir?
I have the title in my possession, and it's not a salvaged vehicle.
Submerged.
Okay. Most any jet ski, what knowledge I know of jet skis, and from my seeing people on them, often they're submerged.
I'm not interested in what you think you know about jet skis, so you're not an expert on jet skis.
No, ma'am, I'm not.
I've seen them, too. So, did you ever see to it that Mr. Caroselli got clear title to this jet ski?
No, ma'am. I have an email here from Mr. Caroselli when he would not let me come get it. He said the jet ski was gone.
Oh, can I see that,
He no
please?
longer had the jet ski.
Can I see that,
yes,
please?
Yes, ma'am.
What'd you do with the jet ski, sir?
I still have it.
Well, why did you tell him that you didn't? You said, sorry, it's gone now.
The state of South Carolina deemed that it was abandoned because he would not respond. I sent a letter to him.
No, but that's not what Mr. Caroselli. What you say here...
I was sitting at the mechanic. That time I was sitting at the mechanics.
I don't care if it's sitting at the mechanics, sir. Then you say it's at the mechanics. You don't say, sorry, it's gone now.
The state of South Carolina required me to get in touch with the registered owner in reference to the ski because he would not return calls. I couldn't return it to him.
Why don't you just say that here instead of saying it's gone now, Mr.
Still
Caroselli?
never called me at no
Mr.
point.
Caroselli, you understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
Give me
I
a
do.
reasonable answer, sir.
I'm giving you the truth.
No.
I'm telling you what
So
I
you
did.
lied in here.
It was I physically.
So you lied in here.
I didn't tell him the whole truth in that response.
You didn't tell him the truth.
He didn't respond at all.
You didn't tell him the truth.
No, I did. I was not totally honest in that. You're correct.
What do you want?
He also lied, and he PayPal'd us. It was an electronic form of payment. He PayPal'd us a $100 deposit for the jet ski to hold it until the next day when he could drive from South Carolina to Kentucky to pick up the jet ski. He informed PayPal that he did not receive the merchandise, so therefore he was able to get PayPal to give him his $100 deposit back because he lied to them and told them that he did not receive the merchandise.
Show me. Did you, in fact, Mr. Caroselli, notify PayPal that you did not receive the merchandise?
I don't recall what I said to PayPal, but they refunded the $100.
He stated...
Just a second, I can read.
Okay.
Well, you did say in here, sir, the reason that you're stopping payment is that the seller has never delivered the goods, nor the title.
That is correct.
Well, he did deliver the goods. You did get the goods.
It was my belief that it wasn't what it was supposed to be. Okay. I was disputing the $100 deposit because it was all part of the transaction.
Ultimately, you contacted authorities because that's why he was arrested. Is that right?
That's correct.
And he paid you the money?
He paid me the money over several payments where he agreed with the county attorney to make these payments.
Okay. Now, what did you do with the money?
I gave it to Mr.
Your Honor, the check was made out to him. The sale was with him. He told me he was selling it for a friend who owned it, and when I got contacted by the county attorney, I had not heard one word from him since day one. I got contacted 6 weeks later saying they were coming to arrest me.
Mr. Brame, do you have the ability now, as we stand here today, to transfer title to Mr. Caroselli to this jet ski?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Show me.
This title has already been signed and notarized, which I had showed to Mr. Caroselli the day he came, and it's ready for the new owner's signature to be placed on the back.
When did you show this to him?
The day he was there. I made him a copy of it and gave it to him that day to show him that I indeed had the title and he had all the information.
Is that right, Mr. Caroselli?
He did show me that title.
So if he showed you the title, you were aware of the fact that the owner's name was...
Yes, ma'am.
Well, what you said was you went into the glove compartment of the jet ski and found paperwork. Let me see if I
the
can...
registration.
You said, upon having the jet ski in my possession, I found the registration for the vehicle in the glove compartment. The defendant was not the registered owner. This was never disclosed in the original ad. That may be true, but that's sort of trying to mislead me, sir.
Michael Caroselli says fellow eBay user Mac Brame sold him a damaged jet ski.
So you were aware of the fact when you bought the jet ski that Mr. was the owner, not Mr. Brame.
Yes, I knew that. The point is, after I stopped payment on the check, there was nothing I could do with it anyway. Putting all this aside, I didn't have the title. I had a worthless jet ski. I'm calling him, sending him an email, whether it was fully disclosed or not. He never once got in touch with me, never picked up the phone. I had this thing sitting at the mechanic who I owed money to, and he never got in touch with me one time until I get a letter from a county attorney in the end of August, 6 weeks later, saying, Mr. Brame has now contacted my office. No police report. He never went to the sheriff's department. 6 weeks later, after he's done nothing to contact.
Your Honor, that's not true.
There's no reports in his area. He never made a report.
I don't care whether there's a report or not. You took 11 days to get back to me. This is your email to him. Sorry, it's gone now. Besides, you are not the registered owner anyway to have to claim it. What I'm suggesting to you, Mr. Caroselli, is I don't think you're a scam artist. I think you were really frustrated.
I was.
And you sent him an email, and you said to him in the email that you sent to him, the engine has been underwater, it's got sludge, it's got mud, you misrepresented. You can now come 500 miles and pick it up at the Friend in North Carolina. You can come here. This is non-negotiable or up for debate. You can either accept the ski or pick it up and pay to get it back. Call me Monday and let me know what you decide.
And he never called. I used wording
because I
wanted to elicit a response from him.
He's not a mind reader, sir. He's not Karnak.
He wasn't returning.
You did the wrong thing, Mr. Caroselli.
Your Honor, we did correspond with him. I have a copy of the email where we responded to him. We said, at what address and phone number is the jet ski at? We were willing to drive there and pay that $100.
I never received this email.
Just a second.
That's when you responded to us.
This is July 24th. Oh, yeah, you received this email, sir, because the next day you responded. July 24th, they said, at what address and phone number is the jet ski?
Then I misspoke.
Yeah, you misspoke. On the next day, you say you took 11 days to get back to me. Sorry, it's gone now. Mr. Caroselli, unfortunately, sir, you bought yourself an as-is item.
Yes, ma'am.
And here's the title.
Your Honor.
It's signed over to you. It's been paid for.
Yes,
now you have the title.
May I say?
Yes.
It's not even so much the jet ski. I understand with the jet ski, buyer beware and all that. The point is, after all this, the contact with the county attorney. None of this had to happen. This was all inappropriate. For 6 weeks, nothing happens. They don't go to the police. I don't get a call from the Kentucky State Police. I get a call.
Receive this letter.
It's very important.
I got that letter from the county attorney saying that I've defrauded him because I've tried to deprive him of it.
Just a second. So you were contacted?
6 weeks later by the county attorney.
Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Just a second. So what did you do when you received this?
I called the county attorney immediately to say, this is a civil matter. This is a dispute between two people. He was saying that I wrote him a bad check. This is an insufficient funds issue.
Listen to me, sir. Listen to me, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
You chose to put him in the position of having to be the active person, the person to go to court and sue you. That was your tactic.
Yes, ma'am.
And whatever emails that went back and forth, some of which I've alluded to
yes, ma'am.
Here, he chose to call the county attorney and to say, listen, he now has my jet ski. and he says, I have to come and get it 600 miles, and he now has the money. That's not fair. And the county attorney contacted you, and you said, he's not getting his money, and he's not getting his jet ski. Listen to me, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
What you're complaining about is not the title, because you have the title. But you're complaining about the fact that he waited 6 weeks. You're not paying attention, Mr. Karras. Are you a lawyer?
No, ma'am.
Because you say something
Yeah,
here.
he told us he was.
Just a second. You say something
I
here.
wrote in the
Listen
email
to
that
me. You wrote in the email, I had it confirmed by 2 different watercraft mechanics that without a doubt the ski was underwater and you failed to disclose it. Except this is true. I practice law as well. It is a violation of the law to sell a vehicle of any type without full disclosure. So you lied to him when you said to him...
I wanted to elicit a response.
Well, here's your response. You have the
us.
title, you have your jet ski, the rest of your case is dismissed.
such a
That's
liar.
all.
Thank you.
You may step out.
Thank you, Your Honor.
He paid me for the jet ski finally, and I hadn't heard from him in quite some time, so I assumed it was over.
He was selling a bogus jet ski for somebody who couldn't sell it themselves.
I received some paperwork in the mail showing where he was suing me.
He got the authorities involved because he refused to contact me, and currently I'm pursuing a lawsuit against him and the attorney for malicious prosecution.
It was very much spelled out in the paper along with pictures to show the jet ski.
I was trying to make it sound like he had no choice but to come get the ski.
Basically, he decides then that you can come here and get it, or I'll give you $300 for it.
He never picked up the phone one time to make one phone call.
He came there originally just to steal the jet ski, not to pay for it.
I was falsely arrested at work. I lost my job.
It did take me quite a while to decide what I wanted to do, if I wanted to drive to South Carolina or get the law enforcement involved or whatever.
They came and served a warrant for my arrest that he attested to that I defrauded him when he knows that that's just not what happened.
He had the item, disposed of the item, and took the money back.
Be careful what you buy.
Your Honor, this is case number 79 on the calendar in the matter of Cox, Probst versus King. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Are you Mr. Cox?
Yes, I am.
Miss Probst, this is your boyfriend.
Yes.
You were driving his car.
Yes.
And you were alone.
Mm-hmm.
You used to be his girlfriend.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
According to your complaint, the defendant, while you were driving the car, was in front of you, and she backed her car into your car several times, causing substantial damage to the car, which belongs to you. And you also had some medical bills. Is that right?
Yes.
Are you nervous?
Yes.
Don't be nervous. I only eat litigants after 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Safe.
You doing okay?
Okay. So tell me exactly how this accident happened.
I was driving down the road and she pulled out in front of me, and when I seen her in front of me, she kept looking in her rearview mirror and looking in her rearview mirror, and she noticed that it was me, and she slammed on her brakes and I slammed on mine, and I slid into her, barely touching her, and she threw it in reverse, and the first time she hit me, my hood popped up where I couldn't see over it, but I felt her hit me again, and then our bumpers locked up, and I could feel her jerking me backwards instead of getting off my car and going forward. And when she finally did drive off, it was a hit and run. She left the scene of the accident.
Yes. I'll hear you.
Okay. I didn't know she was behind me at first. I had to slow down to let a car out to get in front of me. And then we was going slow, and then it was a red light, so I
Try
slowed
looking
down.
at me. I want you to look at me.
Sorry. I slowed down, and then I was too close to the car that was in front of me, so I put on my brakes, which was the time when she rear-ended me.
Yes.
And then I was like, I put my car in park to wait for the cops to get there. And then I was like, it was about 3:34 when everybody gets off work, so I thought, well, I'll drive off the road and park along the side so that I don't keep traffic. And when I went to put my car in drive, I was shaken and panicked and stuff, and I didn't get it in drive, I put it in reverse. And I didn't know I had it in reverse until I hit the gas. And I went into reverse on her. And then I took it and put it in park and drove off.
Well, when you put it in reverse and you hit her car and you thought you were putting on the gas, you must have done that with a great deal of pressure on the gas because the hood of her car popped up. Did you see that?
When I went into reverse.
When you went into reverse and you hit the gas and hit her car, there was quite a jolt because the... Stand up.
She was still underneath me when I went into reverse.
What do you mean she was underneath you?
When she rear-ended me, her car was underneath mine. And then I thought I was trying to put it in to drive off and get off the road to wait for the cops to get there. And I accidentally went into reverse.
You keep saying that story as if you've rehearsed it several times. I want you to pay careful attention to what I'm saying to you. The front hood on her car did not pop up when she hit you. The front end of her car popped up when you hit her.
No, when I went into reverse. She was already
You
underneath
hit
me.
her. You went into reverse and your car hit her. Right?
No.
When you went into reverse, what happened?
I rode up on the car.
You rode up on her car?
Yeah.
And
In
what
reverse.
happened to her hood?
Her hood bended.
Okay. Can I see the damage to the car, please?
How can you say that's hidden?
There's two estimates here. There's the one for $3,905 and the other one's for $4,040.
That's some knock. You have any pictures of your car? Because I'm looking at the front bumper of his car, and there is absolutely no damage on the bumper, which would lead me to believe that when you slammed on your brakes, which you did, because according to you, Miss King, you were too close to the car in front of you, which means that you hit the car in front of you because of you, which means you slammed on your brakes, causing her to tap you in the rear because there's absolutely no damage to the bumper on the car. The damage to the car was caused when you drove up on her car.
Well, I know that.
Good. So you have to pay. What makes you think you don't have to pay?
Nothing.
You have insurance on this car? Of course.
Yes, we do.
What's your deductible?
I'm not sure of the deductible.
Well, how am I supposed to figure out, sir, how much she owes you? Did you take the car in to have it repaired?
No, not yet, Your Honor.
Why not?
We don't have the money to
Did you
fix
contact
the
your
car.
insurance company?
Yes, we have.
And what arrangements did you make with the insurance company?
They said that they wouldn't cover it because that it was done on purpose.
Who told them it was done on purpose?
The police report.
The police report says that accidentally or intentionally done.
I never heard that. Did you ever hear that it was done on purpose, therefore they don't pay? It's collision insurance.
I've never heard of it.
The insurance is trying to get out of it. We've been dealing with them for the last month or so.
And what have your dealings been with them?
They're not wanting to cover all the damages.
How much of the damage are they willing to cover?
Our insurance company wouldn't cover any of it, and her insurance company only covered $2,000, and there was over $5,000. Well, there was $4,000 in damages of the car, and there was $1,000 in medical bills.
Just a second. Is her insurance company covering $2,000 worth of the damage?
Yes.
So let's get to it, Mr. Cox.
And
I'm not stupid. I don't think.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
How long did you date her?
For about 1.5 years.
When did you cease being in a relationship?
Toward the end of January.
Get over it.
And later today,
I was just like, it's my birthday. I wanted to not worry about taking you home early.
You're babyish. You're pouting around like a baby. You can't stay out until 4 o'clock in the morning. So you're a baby.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Amanda Probst and Steve Cox are suing Steve's ex-girlfriend, Angela King, for backing into his car 3 times. Angela says Amanda rear-ended her.
So your estimate is $4,000.
Correct.
And they're covering $2,000.
Right.
So then you have $2,000 for the car
Right.
to be fixed. All right, not $4,000, $2,000.
Right.
Now, what about your medicals? What kind of medicals did you have?
There's $966.
I'm talking to her, not you.
I went in to get my back x-rays, and they give me muscle relaxers because I had a lot of tension in the side of my back.
Still?
Sometimes, but not all the time.
Okay. You're suing for $3,000.
Yes.
Your out-of-pocket expenses, Mr. Cox, are $2,000 for your car.
Yes.
So I'm awarding you $2,000 for your car. Unfortunately, the only other part of the suit that I have is for another $1,000 for your medicals.
Right.
Should you have sued for more, I would have awarded you more money for not only your medicals, but for your pain and suffering. You're entitled to something from your pain and suffering. But I'm limited by the amount that you sued for, which was $3,000.
Right.
How long did you date her?
For about 1.5 years.
And when did you cease being in a relationship with the defendant?
Toward the end of January.
Of the year 2000?
Yes.
Get over it. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $3,000, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I feel she should just get over it.
There's no damages. There was a bungee cord holding the hood of the car down. Otherwise, there's nothing wrong.
When it's over, it's over. Let it go.
And now the next case.
All parties on Pearson versus Eisenhower. Step forward, please.
21-year-old Danielle Pearson is suing ex-boyfriend, 24-year-old construction worker Donald Eisenhower, for smashing her stereo. Donald claims she nearly ran him over.
Ms. Pearson, the defendant was your boyfriend for a short period of time. You claim that after an argument, he smashed a stereo. I assume that is the stereo in question. And he smashed it because he was angry with you. He says the stereo had been a gift to him by you, and he does not deny that he, in fact, smashed it out of anger, but he said you tried to run him over. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
When was this argument?
What was it, about a month ago, I believe?
When was the argument?
May 1st.
May 1st.
And where did it take place?
In front of his house.
What was the argument about?
My birthday.
Let me hear.
It was my 21st birthday, and we were going to all go out, and he was telling me that he couldn't stay out late because of his work, and it upset me. So we kind of got in an argument, and I left the room and went and spoke to his mom. She didn't like what I had to say. We got in an argument. She leaves the room. So then he started calling me names, slammed the door on me, so I left, and he came after me, started calling me more names, got in the car.
Who got in the car?
I got in the car. He held the door open, would not close the door, undid my seatbelt, wouldn't let me leave, kept calling me names over and over. I said, I don't have to take this from you. And he says, I'm not shutting the door, I'm not letting go of the door, and wouldn't let go. And I said, I want to leave, at least 5 times, would not let me leave. I drove straight, and he was holding onto the door. He should have just shut it and let me drive straight, but I guess he was running with the door. And then finally he let go.
My sleeve was stuck on it.
Well, he didn't say, you know, I'm caught on your door. He didn't yell.
Okay, so you were driving along with him running after you,
Yeah.
with the sleeve caught in the door.
He didn't yell or anything. I would have stopped.
All right, so then he finally shut the door and you drove off.
He finally let go, and I shut the door and drove off.
Okay. And then you went home.
Yeah.
Then you went home.
That's not, I was at my house, yeah, but that's not exactly.
Then you went back into the house.
Yes.
And what did you do?
Broke the radio.
Okay. Now, how did the radio come into your possession?
I came home from work one day, and she had talked about giving me her radio, and I was like, I don't want it. I have no place in my room. I have a piano right here. I have my bed. I have my dresser with my TV, my toolbox. I have my doorway. I have a box of junk. Okay. I have my scuba gear. I have my bike riding gear and everything. I have no room for it at all. You know, I don't need it in there. And the way our relationship was going, I knew we were going to break up anyway. So it's like, why do I want this thing? I don't want it. So I came home. I go in my room. I was like, what's this doing here? She's all, oh, I'm giving you my radio. I was like, I don't want it. She's all, well, you never appreciate the stuff I give to you and the stuff I do for you and all that. And I was just like, I don't want it. And then she took off all mad and went to work. And the radio ended up staying in my room, and I did not even want it there.
Ms. Pearson, you want to tell me how the radio got to his house?
I had moved out into an apartment with my roommate, and she already had a stereo just like it, and I had no room whatsoever for it. Since he doesn't have one at all, I thought I was being nice, letting him borrow my stereo.
No, what did you say to him?
I asked him, would you hold my stereo here because I don't have any room for it? And he didn't want it, and I kind of got upset because he doesn't have one. I thought I was just being nice. Then I asked him again, and he said, fine, just to shut me up, I guess, fine, whatever. So I brought it over, and I brought it over when he was home and let him borrow it to hold it because I didn't have any room. I did not give it to him. Did not give it to him. I would not give him an $800 stereo.
I think you might.
No way.
I think you might.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She started the car. She had thrown in the gear. My foot got stuck underneath the tire, ran me over, busted a rib, dislocated my kneecap. And then she had the nerve to ask me after she ran me over, what did I do?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Danielle Pearson says former boyfriend Donald Eisenhower smashed her stereo.
Let me get back for a second. Who do you work for?
I'm a framer. She wanted me to go out. Okay.
Just curious about this 21st birthday. He said, I can't stay out late. How early did he want to come home?
Well, he asked me what time, and I just said 4 o'clock. I didn't know what time. And his boss, I guess, is really mean and won't let him come to work tired. So he said, I can't be out late. My boss, will get upset, and then he'll schedule me not to work.
Right.
And I was just like, this is my birthday. I want to not worry about taking you home early.
And what was the argument with his mother about?
He hasn't had any money because he's got a lot of bills. So I figured he wasn't going to do anything for my birthday, and I was fine with that. So I told him, I'm dealing with the fact that he's not going to do anything for my birthday. Come and hang out with me and my friends on my birthday. Well, I went and sat with his mom, and I said, I'm dealing with the fact he's not doing anything for my birthday. Well, she didn't like that, and she got all mad, and she says, I can't believe you. I don't want to talk right now, and went in her room, which I thought I was being nice, but they didn't like that.
You're babyish. If you have a boyfriend who's responsible and has a job, especially in construction where he's working with, I assume, heavy machinery, heavy machinery, and he has to do things that could be dangerous, and he says, I'll go out with you for your birthday, but I can't be out until 4 o'clock in the morning because I have to be at work and I have to be alert, then a person who has any degree of maturity says, well, I understand that, but we can go out for dinner, we can go out for drinks and hang out until, what, 11 o'clock? Get a good night's sleep and go to work, instead of pouting around like a baby because he can't stay out until 4 o'clock in the morning, whatever hour he picked, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, so you're a baby. So you say in your answer, Mr. Eisenhower, that this was not the first time she used her car in a dangerous way towards you.
Yeah, first time it was an accident. We were staying at my cousin's house 2 years ago on Memorial Day weekend, and he's having a big party, and we were just all obliviously having a great time. We weren't going nowhere. We were going to stay the night there. It was a perfect situation to get like that. And we got into an argument. She wanted to leave. I wouldn't let her leave. I just would not let her leave. I was like, I'll call you a cab.
Because she was drunk.
Yeah, and she wanted to drive home. And she's my girlfriend. We just got a place with each other. I'm not going to let her drive home drunk, try to kill herself or somebody else. No way. That's my girl. So I said, I'll have my cousin drive you. I'll have my cousin's best friend drive you. I'll have anyone at this party sober drive you. I'll call you a cab. I'll call my mom. I'll call your mom to come pick you up, take you home. And so she started the car. I turned off the car. She leaned on the horn from my cousin's house. Turned the car on. I reached in through the window because she was trying to take off again. Reached in through the window, grabbed the keys again. By then she had thrown in the gear. Car's going down the street. Last I saw the speedometer, it was about 35. I had my legs up on the side of her Paseo. My legs kind of lost the grip because there's nothing to hold on to there. My foot got stuck underneath the tire, ran me over, busted a rib, dislocated my kneecap. And then she had the nerve to ask me after she ran me over, what did I do?
Mr. Eisenhower, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago.
You're still here. You're still here.
Yep, love is blind. That's all I can say to that. We just got a place. I felt like I was going to marry this girl, honestly.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Okay, go ahead.
She was saying, I want you to go out and party and all this stuff. I was like, okay, that's great. I was trying to set up so my best friend Asa could go out with me and take me home around midnight because it's a Sunday night. I'm a framer. I'm working 50 feet up in the air, walking joists. It's really up there. It ain't no good thing to be hungover and a little dizzy.
You didn't have to explain it to me. You had to explain it to her. She didn't understand it.
But so we got in an argument. She went out of the room after that argument. She was complaining to my mom how I wasn't going to take her out for her birthday. And the whole thing is I asked to take her out on her birthday. I asked to. But she's like, no, I'm going out with my brother. I'm going out with my friends. You can come along with us.
Step up a second. I'm just curious. What was the conversation she had with you?
What they were both talking about. She was angry that my son wouldn't stay out till 4 o'clock in the morning because it's her 21st birthday. His boss happens to be AA and NA, and he'd lose several days of work if he even smelt beer on his breath. to go to work.
He'd turn me right around, take me back to my house, and say, "I'll call you when I need you."
And I told Danielle, I said, you're just being very rude. And that's really about the harshness that I said to her. I said, you're being very rude, and I don't want to talk about it. And so I left the room.
Okay. This lawsuit is a simple one. It is about a stereo. I find that the stereo was left with the defendant. It was left with the defendant without his permission, which could clearly indicate to him that it was a gift, and that if he smashed it because he almost ran him over. Your case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She's a lot nicer than I thought. I thought she'd kick my butt.
I never gave him a stereo. I would never give him an $800 stereo.
It's not the right way to do things. You know, you don't go around just suing people and trying to get something for nothing, you know? It ain't right.
I never tried to run him over. I would never try to run him over.
Anyone want her?
This is case number 174 on the calendar in the matter of Lopez versus Gonzalez. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Mr. Lopez, you and the defendant have a child together. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
It is your complaint that the defendant had you arrested on false charges of assault, domestic violence, and you want to be compensated for that. And in addition, you want a home entertainment center that you say was yours, that is in the defendant's home. The defendant says that the home entertainment center was a gift. You did, in fact, assault her, and she is counterclaiming for her injuries.
I don't have nothing. He took everything.
Defendant says the home entertainment center was a gift. Do you still have it?
No, he took everything.
She doesn't have it. And that you did, in fact, assault her. And her counterclaim is for the injuries that she suffered during the course of this assault, which occurred around Christmas time. Is that right?
Christmas Day.
Okay. All right, Mr. Lopez. Were you living with the defendant at the time that you were arrested?
I was moving out. I was in the moving out.
He was already a week out.
I'm going to get to you in a minute, but don't interrupt him. What do you mean you were in the process of moving out? What does that mean?
The day after Thanksgiving, we had a really big argument, and we had broken up. So we made an agreement by no later than the first week of January that I had to have everything of mine moved out and be completely moved out. I was staying between there, like a few days if I babysitted my son, or I stood at my best friend's house or my mother's house.
So most of the time you weren't living there?
Yes.
All right. So tell me about Christmas Day. You came over to the house?
What happened was we agreed to meet up at my best friend's house. We picked up my son and her other child, and we agreed to go back to her house, to her apartment, and open up the children's gifts together. And from there, when we arrived at the home, we opened the gifts. She asked me to stay a little bit longer while she took a shower so I could watch the children. I agreed. At that time, I received a phone call from my fiance on my fiance's cell phone, just before she went to the bathroom to take a shower. At that time, I was speaking to her. I explained to her what time I was going to be finished. I explained to her that she was going to take a shower and I was going to meet up with her right after. At that time, she began screaming, saying stuff that didn't need to be said over the phone for my fiance to hear. So at that time, I said, why are you acting up? You know what, I'm not going to stay. I'm leaving. She began an argument. I tried to leave. I had my son in my arms with the cell phone. She wouldn't let me leave. So I said, you know what, I'm leaving. I'm leaving my son. I put my son down in the crib. At that time, I dropped the cell phone in the crib without knowledge when I put my son down. I tried to leave. She blocked the doorway. I kept on explaining to her, move, I want to leave. I'm not staying, I'm out. She didn't want to let me. So then I barged through. She had her arms spread out against the doorway, holding me, not letting me go. So when I barged through so I could leave, she scratched her arm. So I left. When I got outside, I went to go call my fiance.
That is not even
And when I got downstairs,
Ms. Gonzalez, I don't want to hear it's not true again. Do you understand?
No problem.
No, that's not an answer. The answer is yes, Your Honor, I understand. I will not interrupt again.
Yes, Your Honor, I understand. I will not interrupt again.
That's right. Go ahead.
So outside, I went to make an attempt to call my fiance, and I noticed I didn't have the phone. So when I went back upstairs...
That was stupid.
Because the phone was upstairs.
That was stupid.
I went and I looked for the phone. And
say yes, that was stupid.
Yes, it was stupid. So I asked her if she had the cell phone.
You had just gotten out of the house. You pushed her. She scratched her arm, according to you. You leave the cell phone and you go. You don't go back into a confrontational area, sir. That's stupid, Mr. Lopez.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so you go back upstairs. What happened when you went back upstairs?
When I got upstairs, I asked her, did she have the cell phone? She says, I don't have it. So as I looked through the house, I remembered I had it in my hand when I put my son down. When I looked into the crib, my son wasn't in the crib. I went and found my cell phone under the sheet Again, I attempted to leave. Again, she blocked my way. I said, just move, then move. At that time, she told me she had called the cops and I was going to be arrested. I said, well, I'm leaving. And outside the door, a lady, which I had never seen before in this building for the whole year I was living there, had my son. As I attempted to take my son from the lady, 2 female officers were coming upstairs.
What were you taking your son from the lady for?
I didn't know the lady. If I don't know the person, I don't want nobody I don't know having my son in my hands. I don't know what they'll do. So the 2 officers were downstairs. They came, and they brought us all into the apartment, me, her, and the 2 kids. While we were in the apartment, the officers explained because this domestic problem, they were going to arrest both of us. At that time, they would take both children and put them in child custody. I said, I'm not pressing no charges, I don't want nothing, I just want to go home. My son can stay, I have no problem. At that time, the female officer told me to stand by the door, don't move. So at that time, there was a knock at the door. 2 more officers came, 2 male officers now. We go back inside, she's in there screaming. Next thing you know, all I hear is her mother screaming at me, Jason, I wouldn't do this to you, and she said, why are you doing this? I said, what's going on? The officer said, turn around, and they handcuffed me. Later, when I was taken down to central booking for arrest, I was informed of the charges. It was assault, assault with weapon, child endangerment. They said I put a knife to my son's back. At no time did I ever touch a knife to grapple against my son. Because of that, I had charges of an ACS for attempted on my child, and
All right, you were held in jail for 2 days, is that right?
for, yeah, almost 2 days. I called my fiance.
All right, the charges were subsequently dismissed when you decided to drop all charges against each other, is that right?
Yeah.
Do you see your son now so regularly?
No.
Why not?
I still can't because she won't let me see my son.
Uh-huh.
It's a struggle for me to see my son.
All right.
And every time we went to family court for me to get a chance to see my son, she made false charges, knowing I was going to get visitation of my son, then I'm arrested.
Okay. I'd like to see first the medical bills that you have as a result of this incident on Christmas Day.
I didn't get to get the medical bills because this happened so quick that I didn't get a chance to get them. So I have my pictures.
Let me see all the papers you have. All the papers.
Your Honor, Judy?
Shh, just a minute.
I have a scar on my left hand.
Just a minute.
And the lady that
Just
called,
a second. These scratches are what you're talking about?
Yeah, I had a scratch.
All right.
I had a hairline fracture in my left hand.
Don't tell me you had a hairline fracture without any medical bills, without reports. Don't tell me about a hairline fracture.
Excuse me, Judge?
Shh. I'll get to you in a minute.
Thank you.
I have a few questions for Ms. Gonzalez. The police officer who took this report took your statement, is that right?
Yes, and on the statement.
I'm speaking. The police officer who took the report took your statement, and he read the statement to you, is that right?
Yes, he did.
And after he read the statement, he asked you if it was accurate, is that right?
Yes, he did.
And you said it was accurate, is that right?
That's right.
And you signed it.
Yes.
And you wouldn't have left out anything vitally important, is that right?
No.
So I'm going to read what you wrote in the statement.
I didn't write that. The officer.
What I don't care whether you wrote it or the officer wrote it. I just asked you whether he read it to you and whether you signed it. You said yes.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jason Lopez says ex-girlfriend Suhey Gonzalez had him falsely arrested for domestic abuse. Suhey claims Jason slammed her hand in a door and held a knife to their son's throat.
All right, Ms. Gonzalez, I'm going to read what you wrote in this police report. It says, at the time and place listed above, the perpetrator, that's him, who was the victim's common-law husband, did grab the victim by her throat, choked her, at which time he forced her left hand between the door and the wall and repeatedly slammed the door on the victim's hand, causing substantial pain and swelling to the victim's left hand. That's what this says, okay? Now I'm going to tell you what you wrote in your answer. When I told him to leave, he grabbed our son and tried to take him. When I tried to stop him, he pulled a knife out and held it to my son's neck. He said, if you don't let me take him, I'll kill both of us.
No, they didn't write it in the police.
They wrote nothing about a knife threatening to kill himself, threatening to kill this child. You know why they didn't write that down? Because you didn't tell them that.
Is that you?
No. Because you didn't tell them that.
All right, I didn't tell them exactly at the time.
At the
because
time,
they had me in a separate room.
Hey,
they had him outside.
Just a second. At the time, you didn't tell them that he took out a knife, He held it to the baby's throat. He threatened to kill the baby. You told him that he hurt your hand and your hand was in pain. Not that he threatened to kill your child. You made that up later.
No, I did not.
Oh, yes, you did.
Oh, no, I did
Oh,
not.
yes, you did.
They knew that he was the one. Can I say something now? All right. In that police report, the lady signed, she's the one who signed right next to the statement, not me. Because I didn't call the cops because he broke my phone, and that's why. I didn't call the cops. The lady from my building called the cops. She's the one who had both of my kids because my oldest was crying. She's the one who called the cops.
Okay.
I didn't get a chance to call the cops.
Here we go.
Because he wanted to take my son, just like he took my son 3 weeks ago.
Let me explain to you what got you angry, Miss Gonzalez. I've been in this business a long time. He's at your house. According to your answer, he told you a couple of weeks before or a month before, he didn't want to have, I'm speaking, that he didn't want to have anything to do with you anymore. He had a new girlfriend. Clearly, he has a new girlfriend. All right?
Excuse me.
I'm speaking. I'm speaking. He comes over to your house, right? According to your answer. You open up the Christmas presents together. It's all a nice family situation. You ask him to watch the kids while you go take a shower. This is what you write here. When you come out of the shower, you hear him on the phone with his girlfriend. I'm not saying that that's what happens to her. I'm saying that that's what she wrote in her answer. That makes one very angry.
Of course.
Of course. Of course that makes you very angry because there you're here with him, with a new baby. He's taking care of the baby's presents. He's in your house Christmas time, and he's going to say goodbye to you, and he's going to go to girlfriend number...
And it was just a week that we had broken up.
Fine. So you're really angry. The knife was a nice touch. He wasn't arrested with a knife. He wasn't arrested with a knife.
All right.
You know what I'm talking about.
And
you know what I'm talking about.
And I know what happened.
Yeah.
And I know exactly what happened. Because he tried to take my son. He tried to take my son.
Just a second. What do you mean?
That's how... Who called my mother?
Miss Gonzalez.
Who called my mother? The lady?
Miss Gonzalez.
That called the cops?
Miss Gonzalez. Is he the father?
Yes, he's the father. And I'm not saying that he's not.
I'm speaking. Is he the father?
Yes.
Then you have no greater right to this child than he does.
But he kidnapped my son for 3 weeks.
He can't. You can't kidnap your own child unless there's an order of custody.
This is recently. We've been going through this. I just want to go on with my life. I want him to go on with his life. If he wants to see his son, he's more than welcome to see his son. I have nothing wrong with that. But he cannot see his son because he had order protection.
Then they're going to put you out. When you claim that you were severely assaulted, and the best picture that you can come up with is a picture showing me 2 scratches on your arm, 2 scratches. That's what they are. No hairline fracture, no hospital records, no... Well, all right. This was an argument. And unfortunately, because the police take domestic violence seriously, as they should, they got to arrest somebody.
And I lost my securities license.
Mr. Lopez, you do not get an A+ for smarts. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You don't get an A+ for going back for a $39.99 cell phone after you have already had an altercation with her, and you were out of the problem. You were outside.
Because he never went outside.
Excuse me?
Because he never went outside.
Because you wouldn't let him go outside, Miss Gonzalez,
because he was trying to kidnap my son. He was trying to take my son. And he's devious like that, that he would take my son and leave. Just like he did 3 weeks ago. And that's why he was going to get rearrested. I had to get the cops to come get my son from his house.
You keep saying my son.
Because he's my son. Because he don't pay no child support. He doesn't do nothing.
What do you do for a living?
He hasn't done nothing.
What do you do for a living?
I was working.
What do you do for a living now?
Nothing.
Who supports the child?
I do.
No, not if you're not working. You get welfare?
Yes, I do.
If you get welfare, then I support your son. You think I should take him?
Yeah, but I was working.
Just a second. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? He doesn't support his child, and you don't support your child. I support your child. So that means that I should get custody? Don't be ridiculous. Pardon, Ms. Gonzalez. You keep saying, it's my child. He's taking my child. He's entitled to see his child. It doesn't sound to me like he's too bright. Because he went from this child, you're going to have another child? You keep rubbing your belly, right? Yes. You got enough trouble with one. You're going to make another one? Yep. How many more do you have?
There's the only one. The only one coming.
In any event, I read the police report. I read the police report that doesn't talk about a knife to the throat, threatened to kill the child, threatened to kill anybody, and I see 2 scratches on your arm. You also, sir, yeah, you want to play that for me?
Yes, I even have an
Go
audio
ahead,
tape of
let
her
me hear
saying,
it.
But I still can't get over the fact why you had me arrested.
Because I was just upset. Things were going through my mind. I'm admitting I'm sorry.
Oh, so you're admitting that you did
is why he
Who
was...
was this chick? Because I was with another chick?
No, it wasn't only because of that. It was because of a lot of things, Jason.
Oh, okay. But then why did you tell him I punched you in your face? I choked the out of you?
No, I didn't say that.
Gigi, the DA said that in the court.
Mr. Lopez, I didn't even have to listen to that. I mean, I've heard this, I've been around this business now for 27 years, right? Yes. And I know, when I read your papers, I see her affect, right? Yeah. And I know exactly what happened. That doesn't mean that you were smart, A, as I said, to go back to the cell phone, B, to get a telephone call from your girlfriend. Tell your girlfriend, don't call me until I call you. I don't want to create any more problems with her. I'm going to open presents with the children. Don't call me. That creates a problem.
We had already opened the gifts. This was around the time I was getting ready to leave.
She shouldn't have called you, and you shouldn't have spoken to her. Say, this is a tacky problem. I don't want there to be any problem with her. Don't call me. I'll be there. I'll be home when I'm home. And the reason she called is because it's a little territorial. She's not so happy either. You're going over to visit mother number 1. She's going to be mother number 2. You know, you got to be smart.
She wasn't pregnant at the time.
2 months later. Wow,
now she is. Now she is, right? And on your security job, you can hardly afford to pay for yourself.
I don't have work.
Listen to me, sir. When you had a security job, you could hardly afford to pay for 1 child. Now you're going to have 2. Did you pay for a lawyer? No. They gave you a free lawyer.
Yes.
You spent a couple of days in jail.
Yes.
You shouldn't have.
And so did I, because he falsely arrested me.
For what?
He said that I made phone harassment. On June 30th, he called me. I have the phone records for that. He called me with my own phone card that he rung up. He falsely arrested me on June 31st. I got arrested. I made the report on June 30th. As soon as the time right after he called me and called them and let them know that he was calling me and harassing me. And he called me with my own phone card. And right after that, he calls his girlfriend and his mother.
No. No.
Ms. Gonzalez, your counterclaim is for the assault that you claim he perpetrated on you
and
on
forced
Christmas
arrest,
Day.
it says it on the paper.
And according to your complaint, you are filing for injuries and damages due to the alleged assault. Okay? You do say somewhere in your answer that he filed false charges, but the damages you are requesting are for the assault. And I don't find that he assaulted you, so your counterclaim is dismissed. The only thing that I have to consider now is whether there was an argument and whether, as a result of false statements that you made and continue to make and continue to embellish to the police.
Not me,
Betty,
because
I'm
I want to go on with my life. He's the one who brings me here. For what?
He brought you here
for
because
what? He keeps calling me and harassing me.
Listen to me. He's known you a long time. I've met you now for about 15 minutes, and I don't think he's crazy. And I wouldn't precipitate phone calls and contact with you because I think that you're an angry lady. I think that you feel as if he jilted you, that he left you high and dry with your baby, and now he's got somebody else. All of those things, doesn't pay child support, you're not working, but that doesn't give you the right to have him arrested and make false allegations, which I believe that you did, and I'm awarding him $1,000 on his claim. That's all. By the way, she doesn't have your entertainment center.
Yes, she
That's
does.
all.
Your Honor, when we went there, the officers explained.
Well, here's our excuse. You may step out.
I'm happy that finally the truth came out, that somebody actually really knows what happened.
I just want to go on with my life. This is a closed chapter in my life, and I'm going on with my life.
She started this whole mess, nobody else but her, and then she has the nerve to get all upset.
I hope he goes on with his life and start paying child support and give me back my son's stroller that he stole for her new baby.
Please,
and
I already have one, honey.
Yeah, right. So you know what? Shove it up your plain and simple.
Oh, you're so classy.
My son is my life. I would never do anything to harm my son.
Go on with your life.
He wants to take care of the child. He doesn't want to be with you. When Amanda says he doesn't want to be with you, just leave it alone.
Keep him on me, because he ain't worth a dime.
Judge, you may be seated. Young folks, have a seat, please.
The mothers were not at this birthday party, is that right?
That's correct.
But from what I read, and I will speak to the children who were involved, you are suing Miss Mosley because, according to your complaint, the actions of her son caused your daughter to break her foot.
That's correct.
And you are suing her for $5,000 for sordid medical bills and, I assume, some part of that for pain and suffering. Is that right?
Correct.
Well, I have to figure out what happened. So I'd like the two of you to have a seat, please, while I speak to the children. You're Felicia.
Yes, ma'am.
How old are you, Felicia?
I'm 12.
And whose birthday party was this?
One of the kids there, but I don't know their names. I was invited by my mom's friend's daughter.
And I gather that they had in the backyard one of these enclosed things where you go in and jump around?
Yes.
I've seen them. My grandchildren have them at their parties. And there's walls all around it. And kids sort of go in, they take off their shoes, and they jump around like crazy.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were in this apparatus, and Devon was there.
Yes.
How many other kids were in the jumping apparatus?
A couple of them, but some couldn't go in there because they were wet, because they were swimming.
So tell me what happened when you were inside.
Let me see. When I first went in there, I was jumping around, and Devon kept pulling me over, pushing me down, and Rachel down. I told him to stop, and he just kept on doing it. And then I told him to stop at the point where he stopped. Then what happened was he started saying, like, I want to pick my pillow, I want to jump on my pillow, and I love my pillow like an armadillo and things like that. And then he started...
He was just being a boy.
Yes, and then what happened was he was jumping on top of girls, and he was on top of girls. They would ask him to get up and all that stuff. And then other girls, they just didn't pay attention. They didn't let him off. So what I did was I dragged him off, saying, "Get off of her," because I didn't. That's not fair that he was on top of her.
So you went over where he was involved with another child, and you physically pulled him off.
Yes, I said, "Get off of her."
No, listen to me. You physically pulled him off.
Yes, I did.
Okay, what happened next?
And then what happened was he started doing it to me. And then what happened
what
was...
do you mean he started doing what to you?
He started jumping on top of me.
Okay.
And then he started to do it more, and I told him to stop. Then he got on top of me and said, how come my pillow has such soft legs? I said, "Get off me." And then he started saying that, "How come my pillow has such a big butt?" And then I said, "Just get off me, back up before I slap you." It didn't feel right. He just was talking about my body and saying this and that. And then it just got to the point where I got mad and I hit him physically. And then...
Where did you hit him?
Hit him on the back, trying to get him off me. He was on top of me. I was trying to hit him on the back, right? Because I got so sick of it. I went to go get a drink of water. I stepped out the apparatus and I went to go get a drink of water. And there's so many kids, you know, I didn't notice that he was still in there. Then he was in there, and I said, "Oh, not you again." And then he said, "I want to rape my pillow." I just looked at him like disgusted at him. And then what happened was some of his friends or some other friends, guys came in.
By this time, there were a lot of people in there.
Yes.
Ah, okay. Because we started out with just a few, now we got to a lot. There were a lot of people in there.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're still in there?
Yes.
Okay. You haven't gone out for your drink of water yet?
Yes, I have.
Did you go out and come back?
Yes, because I didn't notice that.
Just a second. So you went out and got your water, and then you came back.
I didn't realize that he was in there, ma'am.
Don't tell me what you realized. You went out, you came back.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then what happened?
And then what happened was his friends came in there, and then they started like tackling me and pushing me down, kicking me, punching me. And then I was just like on the balloon floor, and what happened was I got kind of fed up, and I got mad, and I started hitting them back. And then what happened was I got mad at a full adrenaline force. I just started hitting them back, and then I started hitting them back, and then okay. And then I just hit
Felicia, I want you to hold on a second.
Okay.
And try to compose yourself. You want to take some water?
Fine.
Okay. Now, Felicia, they were pulling you.
No, they were like hitting me, punching me.
Where were they hitting you and punching you?
They were like on the right side of the balloon. They started hitting me, pushing me. And I don't know if the adults thought.
I'm not talking about pushing. That's what you do inside those things. You push everybody down and you jump on top of them. I mean, that's what that stupid thing is for. I'm talking about punching.
Yeah, they hit me. They kicked me. I saw Devon. They hit me. They were wrestling me like you do on TV. And then what happened was Devon.
That's his friends.
Right, and then Devon, he was doing flips on me. He missed me several times or more, and then he started coming at me, towards me, and I kicked him away from me. I pushed him because I got mad. I started hitting his friends in self-defense. And then when I was leaving, someone said, "Look behind you." I looked behind me. I saw a foot come at me. And so when I went to when I touched the ground, I saw my foot go like that and it bent. And while I was crying and suffering, they were all
I'm going to say a couple of curse words. Will you allow me? They're saying this is in trouble and call the ambulance and all that stuff and just making fun of me, laughing and just saying derogatory remarks at me. And then when they lifted me up and put me on a chair, I saw behind me and he was just playing a Game Boy. And he didn't even apologize.
And you got hurt and you broke your foot.
Yes, I had to get surgery.
Okay. Let's hear.
Well, everyone in the jumper was wrestling, and she came in and she asked could she play. So we started playing, and then, like, she got out because she said she didn't want to play anymore. And she came back in, and we were all wrestling, and we were having flip contests, and I accidentally hit her because she was in the way. And then
Who were you wrestling with?
Well, the guys were wrestling with the girls. And then I stopped wrestling with her. I started wrestling with my cousin. And I pinned my cousin on the ground. And then she came over and she dragged me and she said, get off, and she kicked me. And then everyone else started wrestling again. And like there was water and soap on the ground from the kids who were swimming. So it was slippery and she was leaving and I slid and I hit her. And she fell out and twisted her leg.
Well, when you slid and hit her, is that the exact moment that she fell down?
Yes.
So you did, in fact, kick her.
Yes.
And according to you, it was a little bit of an accident.
Yes, it was.
Maybe.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Anything else that you would consider sexual? What does that mean?
I was thinking.
Well, think harder.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 12-year-old Felicia Hunter says 11-year-old Devon Miller broke her foot while clowning around in a jumping apparatus.
How many times did she hit you? I'm not talking about playing around and pushing. I'm talking about hitting you.
About twice.
And how many times did she pull you off this other girl that you were on top of? Just once? Were you annoyed with her?
Kinda. I stopped playing with her.
But you were annoyed with her. Did you think she was acting like a jerk?
Yes.
Why did you think she was acting like a jerk?
Because I wasn't playing with her and she just started hitting me.
Because she was interfering. Is that right?
Yes.
So you thought she was butting into your business?
Yes.
I have a couple of other questions to ask you, Devon. So far, you've been very honest with me, which is in your favor. Were you saying anything to her about sleeping on your pillow?
No.
And did you say anything to her like
I
that?
didn't say anything to her. I told my cousin that she was my pillow.
Okay, but when you're playing, you're not whispering that to your cousin. You're
No.
sort of saying it loud, right?
Yes.
So she was right there, so she heard you. Devon, right?
Yes.
So far, you're doing okay, Devon. Don't let me down now. Did you say anything, Devon, about her having a soft part of her body?
No.
Nothing else about raping your pillow?
No.
Anything else that you would consider sexual?
No.
What? What does that mean?
I was thinking.
Well, think harder. You don't go to jail for this, Devon. This is just a time for honesty. Okay? So let's hear.
No.
Nothing else?
Nothing.
Did you say anything to anybody else there about her of a sexual nature?
No.
You knew her from before this party?
No.
Or was it the party the first time you ever saw her?
First time.
Really? Did you know the other kids at the party?
Not
Some of them?
everyone.
What did you think of her, Devon, when she first started to play with you?
I thought she wanted to play because we were all wrestling and she just started playing.
Now, Felicia, why did you go back into the jumping apparatus when you left and went and got a drink if it was unpleasant in there?
I didn't notice that he was in there.
I know what these things look like. Unless there are 50 people in there, then you notice somebody is in there. Or you look if somebody has made your life unpleasant.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Right.
You know, you're 12?
Yes, ma'am.
So you're smart enough. If somebody's made your life unpleasant in there, you look. You say, I'm not going back in there because those guys are acting a little too wild. Because they were all acting a little wild.
That wasn't my fault.
Right. Okay, now I'll see the moms. No, I want your kids to stay up there. If you can stand, can you stand up on your foot, Felicia?
I can't put any weight on it.
No, I mean, but can you stay with your mom?
Yeah.
Or you want to sit down?
I'll stay.
Okay. All right, so you got to the party, took her, she was x-rayed, foot is broken. This happened late August, is that right?
Right.
And you have substantial medical bills?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have health insurance?
Yes.
What were your unreimbursed medical bills?
Well, to date, Your Honor, our medical expenses are approximately $9,157.92. And I don't know if that is the extent of that.
$9,000 if you have medical insurance is not going to be your bill.
Well,
Ms.
yeah,
Hunter.
that is the total. That's the total amount of bills that have come into the
That's not what I'm talking about, Ms.
Okay.
Hunter.
20. Okay,
You
I
have insurance.
That's correct.
And you are going to use your insurance because that's what insurance is for.
That's correct.
What kind of plan do you have?
20% of the contracted fees.
Mm-hmm.
Plus a $250 deductible.
Okay, let me see that, please.
What, the bills?
I want to see the bills in your
Okay.
contract where it says that you're responsible for 20%.
Okay. Here are the bills. And this is a summary of our medical plan, and this is the plan that I'm under. I circled it.
Okay. So your office visits, you have the $10 copay, is that right, for your office visits?
Yes.
Okay, and the hospital, you have to pay 20% of your hospital bill.
Right.
So you had a hospital bill of $7,262, is that right?
That's correct.
And then you had orthopedic surgical?
Mm-hmm.
Was that done at the hospital or the doctor's office?
The doctor's office. That was for the cast.
Is your portion of that $10? You don't know that?
No.
I mean, there's a tremendous bill, but that's an
Right.
entire bill.
Right.
It says doctor's office visits are $10. When did this happen?
August the 26th.
Well, did you submit these bills?
They've been submitted to the insurance company.
Have you paid any of these bills?
They have not paid.
No, have you paid any of the bills?
No, I have not been billed for them.
Your problem, Ms. Hunter, is as follows. You want the defendant's mother to be responsible for $5,000, and I have no idea of what your out-of-pocket expenses are going to be.
Well, I'm not suing. I know that my responsibility will probably not exceed $2,000. That's the 20% that I'm responsible for. Now, beyond that, I'm suing Ms. Mosley for punitive damages for what the injury that her son has caused my daughter.
No. Listen to me. There are certain things that children do that I believe that their parents knew or should have known that they had that kind of propensity, and they allowed the child to, for instance, have access to a weapon, have access to a gun, have access to a knife, have access to certain things, then they are responsible. When you send your child to a birthday party and they choose and elect, at your daughter's age, she's a big girl, she's 12 years old, to go into an apparatus where kids are acting like fools, 12-year-olds, they're jumping all over each other. According to your daughter, she was the one who first put her hands on him. I mean, other than in play. She didn't like the way he was on top of another girl. She dragged him off. She slapped him at one point. Now, I'm absolutely certain that Devon, although he did a very stupid thing, didn't mean for your daughter to break her foot.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He put his hands on me and on my legs, and then he pushed towards me.
That's
and I fell.
what kids do in that thing. You stayed there for a long time.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Felicia Hunter says she was harassed and assaulted by 11-year-old Devon Miller. She claims it resulted in a broken foot.
Now, Felicia.
Your Honor, I have something to say.
What?
Beginning when I first entered, he put his hands on me and on my legs, and then he pushed towards me.
That's
and I fell.
what kids do in that thing, Felicia. That's what you get in there for. You stayed there for a long time. If you went in there and the kids were jumping around and pulling you down, at your age, you say, I don't like this kind of game. I'm going to go out and find something else to do at this birthday party if you didn't like that game. You know that. We're not playing pin the tail on the donkey here. You know, that's a nice quiet game that kids used to play. They don't play that anymore. Now they rent these big apparatus and kids go in there and they act like fools, but you're 12 years old. If it was getting too rough, you get yourself out of there. I'm not blaming you for breaking your foot, but I certainly don't believe that he intended to cause you to break your foot, or more importantly, that his mother had any notice or any knowledge that he was going to do something that day to injure somebody. And nor did she provide him with the apparatus to do it. You understand? If a parent, for instance, leaves a set of car keys in the car and leaves a 6-year-old in the car, and the 6-year-old manages to turn on the car and drive, and the car starts to roll and they injure somebody, then the parent is responsible for the action of the 6-year-old or the 8-year-old or the 10-year-old or the 12-year-old. But in this case, what proof do you have that this woman had any inkling that her son was going to do something like that?
Well, I don't, but she is responsible for the actions of her child.
Just a second. There you are right to this extent, Miss Hunter. There's no question that Devon here gave her a little nudge when she was getting out of the jumping station, right? You say it was an accident, you slipped on water. I'm not so sure, Devon.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
I believe that Miss Mosley would be responsible for your unreimbursed medical bills. He caused the damage. Somebody's got to be responsible for out-of-pocket. And I believe that that should be Miss Mosley. But you don't know what your out-of-pocket is yet. We're going to do this. You wait until you get a statement as to what your insurance paid.
Okay.
Miss Mosley, you will be responsible for any unreimbursed medical bills. I can tell you both that you should be able to handle this without coming back to court and say, here are my bills, here are the checks that I was given from the insurance company, here are the outstanding bills, you cover them.
Okay.
If you can't do that, I'll dismiss your case without prejudice. You can come back to me with the bills and I will order her to pay that. Do you understand? So let's be perfectly clear. You're suing for $5,000. There is no way that I am going to award you punitive damages against Miss Mosley because there is no indication that she knew her son would be involved with that kind of physical activity on that day. Okay. I do, however, believe, as I indicated, that between the two of you, you should not have any out-of-pocket expenses.
Okay.
Your daughter wasn't too smart. She's not blameless in this thing. She stayed there. She participated in the frivolity, right?
Yes.
She did put her hands on him.
Yes.
So I don't believe that either one of these two kids entered that arena that day intending that she end up with a broken foot and all that surgery that was required to make her whole again.
Okay.
So, do you want me to enter an order that, Miss Mosley, you will be responsible for any unreimbursed medical bills as they are presented to you?
Yes.
Good. That's all. We'll prepare an order that the defendant shall be responsible for any unreimbursed medical claims arising out of this incident of August of 2000. Fine. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
I think Judge Judy was absolutely fair, and I'm glad this is resolved.
Well, I'm happy with her decision. I don't feel that I should have been responsible for the total hospital bill, but the deductibles are okay since it was an accident and he was responsible.
Your Honor, this is case number 407 on the calendar in the matter of Stanger versus Swanger.
Thank you.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Mr. Stanger, you and the defendant, according to your complaint, lived in a relationship for about 6 years.
Yes.
And it is your claim that when the relationship terminated, the defendant was indebted to you for rent, some household bills, cell phone bill, and some money that you loaned to him in the amount of $5,000.
Correct.
The defendant says that you were, in fact, in a relationship, that there was a rather loose financial arrangement, and that there was never a complaint on your part while you were together that you were owed any money. Only after the relationship terminated was there a complaint. Is that your defense, sir?
Yes.
When did you begin living together?
The
What
later
year?
part of '98. I don't have the exact.
It was March of '98.
And when did you move out of the home?
I was thrown out of the home or asked to leave the home in October of this year.
Now, what do you claim is owed to you, and for what, Mr. Stanger?
What I have is he's not paid me rent in full at any time during the time.
Your Honor,
Shh, don't interrupt. Go ahead.
During the time of the end of last year up until the end of this past year.
And when, for the first time, did you complain about that?
I've complained about it over and over. I had bills to pay. I mean, I paid for everything.
So what the heck did you do with the money?
Mr. Swanger, don't make this any more difficult, please.
I don't think I'm the one making it difficult.
Good. So that let's wait until it's your turn. When did he give you money, sir, during the course of this year?
Periodically, when his pay periods came around, I would ask him, don't you have something you need to give me? You owe me money. And he would say,
half the
well,
time you would come up.
I'm going to say it
after my
again. 1,
check.
2, 3. Mr. Swanger, have I been respectful to you?
Yes, you have.
In a court, you're supposed to be respectful. There are certain rules. Plaintiff goes first. The defendant responds to questions. That's the way this works. If you want to have a discussion with Mr. Stanger, then you do it outside, you do it over coffee, you do it in the living room, you do it, out in the street. That's a discussion. Then you talk back and forth. When you're here, I ask questions, you answer them. Unless I'm looking at you for an answer, do not speak. Do we understand each other?
Yes.
Good. Go ahead.
just from what you're seeing, that's his arrogance. Any time that I've ever tried to ask him to
Mr. Stanger, his arrogance may be, but you lived with him. I'm not here to resolve that. Did you keep a register of how much he gave you each month? The answer is either yes or no.
No.
How do you know how much he owes you?
Well, at one point in time, we were both discussing what he felt he owed me, and he said about $6,500. I says, but still, there's other monies that you owe me too, for bills that you didn't pay that you used in my name that I didn't know about. For instance, a Cellular One, he ran a bill up in his name for $600 and something, and then they turned it off, and he had one activated in my name, ran that up to over $1,000.
When did you find out about that, sir?
Well, it was 2000, actually.
And you didn't separate, actually, until December of 2001. Did you immediately close that account?
Actually, I received a phone call. It was a collection agency that I had owed this money. I had him, and I had filled out an affidavit, sent it to the company, stating that, you know, I was not responsible, I did not authorize it, I never signed anything for that phone.
But you could have proceeded further, sir. If he forged your name to documents to open up an account,
well, they
you are
said
not responsible.
They are holding me responsible.
Well, they can't hold you responsible, sir. If you wish to proceed with it criminally, they don't have to hold you responsible at all.
I have threatened him with that and told him that I would take it to the district attorney.
Well, listen, so do it.
He said that he, you know, he would pay it. And, you know, of course, I loved him, and I was stupid enough to believe in him, give him chance after chance, and, you know, putting me in harm's way continuously.
A year is a long chance, Mr. Stanger, so you didn't answer my question. Had they turned off that phone?
It was turned off, I guess, prior to when I found the bill and then when I received that phone call.
Now tell me about this loan that you claim, sir. What was it for?
Well, I loaned him monies to fix a vehicle that he had. So
when was that, Mr.
This
Stanger?
was earlier in the year. I forget the date that I'd put down.
It was April of this year, or of 2001.
You know, he was just lying to me. He never paid me back on it. You know, and plus...
How much did you give him?
It was actually $498, but I took off some of the amount because he had given me $35 or something. I didn't really keep track of that because there was just so many astronomical figures of how much he owes me. So I was just stupid for really putting up with this as long as I did.
Right. You were. Because if it was in April that you loaned him this money, that was after you found out about the telephone. Is that right?
I knew of the phone, yes, for a couple of years.
So you knew of the phone for a long time, and he hadn't paid you, according to you, any money on the phone. Is that right?
Right.
And yet you gave him more money. You know, for the time that you were together, this was like a marriage. That's what it was. And you anticipated that it would go on for a very long time. And that but for the fact that you separated for whatever reason, you wouldn't be here today.
Right.
Now, is there anything you want to say?
Oh, yeah.
Do you listen at all?
Yeah, I listen.
What did I just say?
That if there hadn't been a problem with monies in the relationship, we wouldn't be here to begin with.
No, that's not what I said at all. You have to
want
listen
restate
carefully.
To me what it was you said?
I said, but for the fact that the relationship terminated, we would not be here today.
Oh, if we were still together.
Right.
Throughout the relationship, he threatened me, you owe me this, you owe me this, you owe me this. I didn't keep track of what it was that I had paid him. I did agree with him. I may owe you for past rents, but I pay for this, this, and this. What, I mean, in a relationship, are we keeping track here?
Well, then, since you choose to respond, Mr. Swanger, I'm going to ask you a few other questions, sir. Did there ever come a time when you sat down with the plaintiff and discussed what, in fact, you did owe him?
Oh, there were several times when it came to the point that he was trying to throw me out of the house and had everything I owed in the foyer.
Just a second.
Sure
Mr.
there
Swanger,
was.
did there ever come a time when you came to a dollar figure?
Yes, there was.
And what was it that you agreed that you owed him?
It came up to over $5,000. It came up to like $8,000. But we also weren't taking into account the things that I had paid for as well either.
Oh, fine. All right. So, see if he.
I mean, when you're in
do you understand?
when you're in a relationship,
I hope
and you should
you all
have,
understand. Okay.
Instead
so,
of
Mr.
paying
Swonger,
rent, shouldn't
pay
you take the
attention. You're
bills and
speaking.
meet
You're
them in
not
half?
listening. So there came a time when you sat down and you agreed that it was over $6,500, closer to $8,000, but he wasn't taking into account what monies you had in fact paid him. Now, what monies do you claim that you had in fact paid him? Give me a rough
I didn't
estimate.
keep a receipt of it.
Now, give
When
me
you're
a
in a
rough.
relationship, what the
Mr.
heck do you need to keep
Swonger,
a receipt
listen.
of it for?
Don't speak. What amount do you believe that you had paid him towards the money that you owed him?
I couldn't say. I didn't
Well, I
keep
want you
an
to try.
account.
No, listen to me. I want you to try, sir. What amount, if you were to be very generous with yourself, what amount do you believe that you gave him towards the money that you now agreed that you owed him?
I don't know. I wouldn't have a clue.
Well, now
All
I want you
know
to
is
have a
when
clue. I want you to have a clue, sir.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. John Stanger says ex-boyfriend Robbie Swonger owes for rent, bills, and loans. Robbie says he had no idea John was keeping a tab.
Now, you had some idea whether you did have an agreement that you would give him $500
I was paid
a month?
bi-weekly. There was times he would come up and he would get my whole paycheck. There were months when I would just pay bills and not give him $500. I mean, I wasn't keeping in account how much I had actually paid.
Were there months, Mr. Stanger, that the defendant paid some bills?
Yes, there were several months in between that, you know, he would pay and then months that he wouldn't pay. That's how we came up with the figure, and I figured it about a year's rent. There was no set date that it was absolutely 12 months consecutively. This is what we agreed upon and what we figured and what I figured.
He
I didn't
kept
write
track
it down.
of everything, but when I'd give him money, I didn't keep track of it.
Evidently didn't keep
when you're
track
married, you
because
don't
he
keep
doesn't
track.
have a
That was
register.
my bad business for not writing everything
Well,
down
then,
at the
Mr.
time.
Stanger, you can't expect a court to resolve the issue of a dollar amount of money unless you come to me equipped with information. I don't make a calculated guess about how much he owes you.
He's written me 2 checks, and with these 2 checks in the memo, he even puts 1/3 payment, recognizing that he did owe me this money.
Well, let me see the checks. 1/3 payment of what?
1/3 payment towards all the monies that he's owed
Well, then
me
let
to
me
the
see it.
$8,000.
Let me see.
Also, you know,
Sure, just a second. Let me see that.
there were
Maybe
checks that were no good. I could not even cash them.
No, let me
He had
see what you
insufficient
have.
funds.
Let me see what you have.
He did it twice.
Just a second. Would you show this to the defendant, please?
He was trying to make good on something, but
Remember writing that, sir?
Yes, I do.
All right, that seems to indicate, sir, that you had agreed on a specific amount of money, Mr. Swonger, that you did, in fact, owe the plaintiff.
And like I said, we had, but
No, you didn't say that, sir.
yes,
You
I
didn't
did.
say
I said
that.
we sat down and I sat down with him and we came to a dollar figure.
No, that's not
But
what
we
you said,
didn't take
Mr.
into
Swonger.
it.
What you
Yes, it was.
said
We
was
didn't
you
take
came
into
to a
account what
dollar
I had
figure.
already
Nobody
paid
speaks
him.
when I speak. You say that you came to a dollar figure, but that did not take into account the money that you had already given him. That's what you said. That's exactly what you said. You didn't say that you came to a dollar figure of what you owed. And then I said to you over and over again, well, what was it that you, in fact, gave him so I can deduct that from what you agreed that you owed him? And you said, I can't tell you. But here it is clear that you agreed that you owed him minimally the amount that he's suing for because you made certain payments.
But what about the monies I
One-third
had
payment,
paid to him?
$2,000. But that check was no good?
no good.
But that's what you wrote. 1/3 payment, $2,000.
And do you know why that check was written? Because I came home and all my things were in the foyer of the house, and it was done under distress as to our relationship was built on money and
Your
not.
Honor, he
not
was
Then you
having
wrote
an
another
affair,
check,
and I
sir,
had him out.
a month
I had an
later.
affair. He's getting more rides and Greyhound.
Then you
and
wrote
I've had
another
an
check,
affair.
sir, a month later for $2,000. Was that check cashed?
And stop
Nope.
payment.
You stopped payment on that
Exactly,
check.
you did.
So it's clear. It says something about balance $6,000. And then you stopped payment on that. So was your furniture out in the hallway, sir, from September 21st, 2001 until October 2001?
It was back and forth. It was a
It was
roller
back and
coaster.
forth. Judgment for the plaintiff and the amount requested, $5,000. Thank you.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
The guy's like a doorknob. Everybody's had a turn. And when I did it back to him,
Takes a bad matter, makes it worse by going out and starting a new relationship with somebody else and expecting me to live with that with him, and I just wasn't going to have it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Brown versus Torres. Step forward, please.
23-year-old air traffic controller Christine Brown is suing her former friend, 23-year-old independent contractor Jason Torres, for an unpaid loan to get his car out of the shop.
Miss Brown, you claim a loan to the defendant in the amount of some $434.
Yes, Your Honor.
That loan, you say, was made so that he could get his car out of the repair shop. The defendant acknowledges that you gave him $434. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
And says it was a gift that you insisted upon giving him. That's your defense.
Yes.
Okay. How do you know each other, Miss Brown?
We met about 4 years ago.
You were
We
friends?
just friends. And I trusted him. So on March 20th, when we were talking on the phone, he told me that he needed $400 to get his car out of the shop. And I told him the only way I would give him $400 was if he would pay me back that weekend, because I didn't get paid for another week and a half, and I only had $400 in my account. So he promised me that he would pay me back by Sunday, the whole $400.
What's the $34 for?
That's just a service charge for the Western Union.
Where was he living and where were you living?
He was living in North Hollywood, ma'am, and I was living on base in Lemoore, California.
You are in the armed forces?
Navy, yes, ma'am.
And he was supposed to pay you back on Sunday. Were you supposed to see him on that Sunday?
I was actually supposed to see him on Friday. We talked on the phone Thursday after I wired him the money. He told me he got it, and he told me that we were going to go out on Friday night, and he would have half of the money for me. So I called him Friday night, and he never answered his cell phone. He was never home. And I tried calling him Saturday. I went to his house. His family said he wasn't there. And Sunday came around. I went to his house again. I called him continuously on his cell phone. He never answered it, and he was never on his home. So I went back to the base, and I never heard from him again.
Mr. Torres, you tell me how this money was transferred to you, sir.
She wired me the money through Western Union.
How did she know how much money you needed?
Because I had told her when we were at dinner a
So
few
you were out
nights
at dinner.
before.
When?
Yes. I don't remember what night it was, but we had spoken on the phone. She came down and told me she wanted to see me. She picked me up and we went to dinner.
And tell me about how the conversation came about this money that you needed for the car.
Well, she asked me where my car was, and I had explained to her that I had gotten in a car accident and that I would be getting my car out of impound. Out of the shop as soon as I had the rest of the amount, because my deductible was about $1,000, and I only had about $600 of that.
Okay. And what did she say to you?
She offered me the money.
What did she say?
She said, I can give you the money.
And what did you say?
I said, thank you, but no thank you. And then she insisted that
what did she say?
She said, I insist that you take the money. I would like to help.
Okay. And you said?
I said, no.
And she said?
Later on, towards the end of the dinner, she brought it up again and said that I should swallow my pride and not be too ashamed to accept help from a friend.
Okay. And you said?
And I thought about it, and I said, okay.
All right. So she went back, she drew out the money, and she wired you the money.
Yes.
Now, did you have an appointment to meet with her that Friday evening?
No, I didn't.
Did you have any contact with her again at all?
No, I didn't.
Why not?
I had tried to get a hold of her.
How?
Calling her.
When did you try to call her?
I tried calling her after I had received the money.
And you couldn't get her?
No, I couldn't.
Well, where did you try to call her? At the base?
I tried calling her at home.
And did you get an answering machine?
No, I did not.
How many times did you call her?
I tried calling 3 times that evening.
You mean to say thank you for the money?
Yes.
And you couldn't reach her?
No, I couldn't.
And when did you try again to reach her?
I tried the following day.
After March 21st, when did you contact her?
I hadn't tried for about another week or so.
Yeah?
And I tried again, and once again, I could not reach her.
And then you just stopped calling?
Yeah.
Why?
I hadn't heard from her, and so I figured I'd let her call me.
But she was the one who sent you $400.
Yes, she was.
So you mean after you got the money, you never spoke to her?
No, I didn't. I had tried to get a hold of her to speak to her, but I was unable to.
You had her home address?
Yes. Her home address? No,
Yes.
I did not.
Know how to contact her at home?
Just through that telephone number.
You don't have her address? You don't know what the base that she stays on?
No, I knew it was somewhere up in Lemoore. It was the first time I had spoken to her in quite some time. She called me up to ask if I'd like to do something. She came down, picked me up, and we got into this conversation. and that's how this came to be.
Ma'am, that is true. After a long time, I did call him to see if he wanted to hang out, and that was Tuesday night. Wednesday night was when we talked on the phone. He never mentioned anything at dinner about anything about his car needing $400. It was on the phone that we discussed it, and I told him that I needed it by Sunday, and we did make plans on Friday night to go out.
No, we didn't.
He is lying about that.
No, I'm not.
Now, Mr. Torres, how long were you saving? How much longer did you think you would have to save up in order to get your car out of impound?
Probably another week or two. Not impound, repair shop.
Repair shop. So you had the $600 already?
Yes.
And you needed just another week or so to put together the other $400?
Yes. It's because I was using my car for work at the time.
Okay.
And so I wasn't able to
So I
make
would
money.
assume that another week or so went by and you had the additional $400. Is that
Yes.
right? So why didn't you wire her the money back?
I didn't have an address to wire to her. I tried to get a hold of her on the telephone, and I could not.
Did you try to get her on the phone, say a week or so later, to tell her that you now had the money together?
Yes, I did.
So that you planned on paying her back?
Yes, I did.
Perfect. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $434. I thought we'd get there. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Plain case of being given money, not a loan, and she took me to court for it.
I've tried to contact him for 8 months, and I never could contact him, so this was my last resort.
Bitter, I didn't want to see her anymore, and really not much for me to say.
I'm very upset about it, and we were friends, but now I'm never going to speak to him again.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat.
Mr. Allen, how long have you and the defendant been together?
Off and on for about 14 years.
You have a child, is that right, together?
That's correct.
How old?
He's 6.
You're no longer together with the defendant, is that right?
That is absolutely right.
Who has custody of the boy?
She does.
Really? How did that happen?
We just both agreed through family probate court that she'd have custody.
That's a sort of strange. What's wrong with you?
Nothing. That's just the way we decided to do it.
Well, I'm curious about that, considering what this case is about.
She has her problems, but she drinks a lot, is what it is. And I don't think that she's a good mother, is what it comes down to.
You can't be a good mother and drink a lot, Mr. Allen. Those two things don't go together.
That's where I come in.
What do you mean that's where you come in?
I stay at her house while she goes out and drinks. I know it's not a smart thing, but
In what jurisdiction do you live?
in Worcester County,
Which is where?
Massachusetts.
How many children do you have, Mr. Allen?
I have 2 myself.
There was a certain hesitation in that, Mr. Allen.
It's 2.
2 is an answer. How old are they?
One's 16, one's 6.
And where does your 16-year-old live?
He lives with his mother.
And how many children did you give birth to, Miss Goodell?
The one.
This is what this case is about. Then maybe we'll revisit this issue. It is your claim that Miss Goodell, while out on a bender, drinking at a bar, brought home a male stranger to the house. That male, who she brought home to the house, damaged your motorcycle by knocking it over. We are going to assume, for the purposes of this case, that that did in fact happen, that your motorcycle was damaged as a result of this stranger that Miss Goodell brought home to the house. Your theory, Goodell could not tell you the name of this person, that her conduct created a situation that enabled this to happen, and therefore she should pay for the motorcycle damage.
Correct.
So I'm going to find out the story, then maybe we'll go back and revisit this whole thing. What do you do for a living, Mr. Allen?
I work in an IT department at a business, Mass Mutual.
And how long have you worked for them?
About 6 months.
Prior to that, where were you working?
I was a subcontractor for a cable company.
And how long did you work for them?
A few years.
How many years?
2.
And where does Miss Goodell work?
She works at a dental office.
How many days a week?
3, sometimes 4.
Excuse me?
3, sometimes 4 days.
She worked part-time or full-time?
Full-time hours, but part-time days.
She paid in check or cash? Look at me.
Cash. I get paid in cash. Is that what you mean?
I didn't ask you about you.
Oh, sorry.
I asked about her. Where do you live?
Right now I'm staying with my parents.
How long have you been staying with your parents?
Since this incident,
And when was this incident?
October 14th.
And when did you go to court and agree that Miss Goodell had custody of your son?
I'd say 2008.
Does Miss Goodell receive any sort of supplementary assistance from the state for her support or the support of your child? Look at me.
You'd have to ask her. I believe so.
That's something you would know, Mr. Allen. So the answer is either yes or no.
Yes.
Do you pay support for your son?
I help her out.
That's not what I asked you. Do you pay support
Yes,
for your
I do.
son?
Yes.
Through the court?
No.
To the state?
Nope.
You think this was going to be easy, Mr. Allen?
No.
Not easy.
No.
Not easy.
All right.
Now, when you moved out of the house after this incident on October 14th, when the mother of your child, who was out on a drinking binge and brought home a stranger to the house, according to you, with your son sleeping in the room right next to you,
Correct.
you thought it was a good idea to move out and leave him there with his mother?
No, I took him that night. I left with him.
Just a second. You left with him that night?
Yes.
How did he get back to his mother?
She picked him up the next day at my mother's.
And what did you do?
What was I supposed to do?
Go back to court and say she's unfit to take care of him. She brings home strangers who she doesn't know to your house while drunk in the middle of the night. That's what she says in her answer, right? That's what you said in your answer. I did read it right, didn't I?
Correct.
That's what I would do as a parent. I would go into court the next day and I would say, listen, this arrangement in 2008 is no good because my son is a child, he's at risk. You don't drink, do you, Mr. Allen?
Not very often, no.
Do you use drugs, Mr. Allen?
No.
Ever?
In the past.
How far in the past?
8 years.
Who else lives in your parents' house?
My...
Don't look over there.
Oh, no, I'm
you
sorry.
shouldn't have to think about it.
My brother lives there, and my parents.
And do your parents work?
Yes, they do.
Both of them?
Yes.
How long had you been living in Miss Goodell's house?
6 months.
Prior to that, where did you live?
I lived with an ex-girlfriend in Connecticut.
Well, that was an off, because you've been on and off, according to you, with Miss Goodell for 14 years. So that wasn't very long.
No, we took like a 4-year break.
And are you telling me that for 4 years you lived with this ex-girlfriend? And if I were to call your mother now at work, she would tell me that you live home now for about 6 months, and before that you lived with your girlfriend in Connecticut for 4 years?
Yes, correct. I had my own apartment before that.
In Connecticut?
In Massachusetts.
Is that where you lived with the girlfriend?
The ex-girlfriend was in Connecticut. It's just over the line in Massachusetts.
So she lived with you?
No, I lived with her. At her house.
You had your own apartment?
Before her, I did.
Well, that was, now we're talking 5 years ago.
Yeah. I didn't know how far you want to go back.
You said you took a 4-year, you see, Mr. Allen, you said you took a 4-year break from Miss Goodell. That was at the time when you were living with the girlfriend in Connecticut, right across the border. Before that, you said you had your own apartment. Well, you can't have it both. Either you had your own apartment or you were living with Miss Goodell. Which was it?
When I broke up with the girlfriend, I moved in with Miss Goodell.
Well, that was afterwards, sir. We're talking about before. You said before that I had my own apartment.
Correct.
That was 5 years ago.
About that.
Well, if 5 years ago you had your own apartment, then you weren't living with Miss Goodell.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't living with Miss Goodell 5 years ago.
When did you live with Miss Goodell?
Up to about 6 months ago.
You said you were on and off for 14 years. You have a 6-year-old child, Mr.
Yes.
Allen.
Correct.
I think the state ought to think about coming in and taking your son.
Yeah, well, that's your opinion.
Yeah, that's my opinion. If the answers that I get from her are anything similar to what I'm getting from you, I would take a long, hard look at whether this is an appropriate household to raise children in. You babysit for your son while his mother goes out and gets drunk, and then you go home to stay with your mother and father, and I would take a careful look at what's going on here. Now, you want to tell me what happened? What night did you go out and get loaded and bring home a stranger?
It was Wednesday night, October 13th. I play in a shuffleboard league on Wednesday nights, and I was out with friends. Going back to being on and off for 14 years, one of the main issues that we have together is that Doug is known for stalking and harassing and annoying phone calls, rude text messages, things like that.
He says you're a drunk. He says you go out.
Of course he would say that.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You people clearly have got the system down pat. You know what system you don't have down pat? Me.
Okay.
Me.
Judy. Douglas Allen claims the mother of his son, Lynn Goodell, owes for damages to his motorcycle caused by a man she brought home from a bar.
He says you go out and drink, and what he does is watch your son, and he's not worried about it because he lets you go out and drink, and he babysits for the child. That's what he says. I'm just telling you.
Right, I hear what he's saying.
That's what you say. So you went out to the Shuffleboard League on October 13th.
Correct.
And you were hanging out with some friends, and?
And I did have a few drinks that night, and I was playing, and I was conversing with an acquaintance of mine, and Doug started with his annoying, harassing phone calls and text messaging. The person became concerned for me and was asking me what the issue was and why I was becoming angry and annoyed. I showed him some of the text messages that I received from Doug, only on this one occasion, and he seemed slightly concerned for me and why I put up with it. And I explained, well, you know, Doug's kind of a hard person to get rid of. I've had restraining orders, I've had no abuse orders, I've had no contact orders, I've moved, I've changed my phone number, and this has been going on for a long time. Over the last year, yes, Doug...
Just stick with October 13th.
Okay. Well, this person became concerned for my well-being.
Remember, I read your answer, Ms.
Yes.
Goodell. Your answer doesn't talk about anybody being concerned for your well-being. Your answer talks about you being drunk and weren't able to drive home.
I won't drive after I've had even 2 beers, so I let this person drive my car.
Person's name?
I only know his first name.
So you had somebody drive you home because you had been drinking?
Yes.
Let's cut to the chase. What happened when you got home?
It all happened very quickly. The man escorted me to the house. He asked if Doug was there. I said, obviously, he's here, yes. And he kind of helped himself into the home.
What do you mean he helped himself into the home? How do you help yourself into the home?
He just kind of walked in with me and made his way up to the bedroom. And
he made his way up to the bedroom?
He just, yes. I mean, obviously, Your Honor, he was drinking as well.
You knew where that was.
It's not that hard to find a room in a house.
Keep going.
So he went into the home, he went up to the stairs, and he went into the bedroom, and I was a few moments behind him. When I reached the top of the stairs, I realized that they were engaged in conversation. Doug looked at me, and I apologized, and the man said, "Why are you effing sorry?" and stormed past me, back down the stairs, out the door, and I went after him because I knew he had my keys. So I was like, what's going on? It all happened very quickly. I didn't know that this was going to happen. So when I went after him, I realized that the bike had been tipped over and he was getting into my car. I got into my car with him, and I said, what was that all about? And he just said, don't worry about it. I did it for you. And I was confused. So I had him drive back to his own vehicle. He got in his vehicle and he left. I sat in my car, absorbing the whole situation, and couldn't really come to an answer, so I sat there for several hours. Didn't want to go back home at that point, knowing that they would be...
Actually, did you see this man tip over your motorcycle?
I did not see him tip over the bike.
Who is this?
That's my witness. It's my friend Tim.
Witness to what?
He was there when she and her one-night stand came to the house drunk, so he witnessed everything I did.
If he were to testify, what would he testify to?
He'd testify to seeing them drunk. And
just a second, does he live with you?
He was sleeping over that night. He slept over in the basement.
What was he sleeping over for?
Because I told him I was going to be there with my son that night, and I bought my son a Nintendo Wii, and he comes over and we play games with the kid.
And what time were you in bed?
I'd probably say 1 o'clock.
And who does this witness live with?
He lived with his girlfriend in Connecticut. He doesn't anymore.
When was the last time you worked full-time?
It's probably been about 3 or 4 years.
Do you get paid in check or cash?
By check. But it's only 10 hours a week right now.
I don't want to hear him.
Okay.
Don't you think that's a good idea?
You say so.
You have any other proof, Mr. Allen, that this gentleman that your girlfriend brought home knocked over your bike?
No.
No. And where was your bike parked?
Right at the end of the driveway, about 15 feet from the door.
Outside?
Correct.
When was the last time you watched your son while Miss Goodell went out drinking?
It would be this Tuesday.
This past Tuesday?
Correct.
At the house?
I did not, no.
So you must have gone home very early in the morning if she went out drinking. What time did she get home?
I do not know. I didn't stay there.
Well, who babysat for your son when you left?
I did. I took him to my mother's.
And she picked him up in the morning?
Correct.
And was that by pre-arrangement that she was going out?
Yes.
Who watches him at your mother's?
I do.
What about your mother?
She works. She was sleeping.
And what about you? When do you work?
I took a couple days off.
Goodbye, Mr. Allen. Listen, you people clearly have got the system down pat. You know what system you don't have down pat? Me.
Okay.
Me. She works. She gets paid in cash. Other than that, you get welfare for your child?
I do not.
You get any assistance for him?
I do.
What do you get for him?
Housing, food stamps.
Housing, food. That's assistance.
It is assistance, but it's not welfare.
What is it?
Welfare is cash from the state.
Who pays your rent?
I pay my rent. Well, the state pays half the rent.
Got it. Goodbye, Mr. Allen.
Enjoy your day.
Excuse you, may step out.
No, I don't think she meant to cause problems. She was drunk in a blackout.
I was not in a blackout that night.
She was drinking and she must have blacked out. She brought the guy home.
And I don't drink to black out.
When they left, he pushed her over on the way out.
He's angry because, well...
A bike, a motorcycle.
He's caused a lot of turmoil in my life.
Can I leave now?
And, you know, this was just karma.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Glover versus Brookins. Step forward.
Tanya Glover is suing her neighbor, Lasha Brookins, for cutting down 5 trees in her yard. Lasha claims the trees were attracting bees.
Miss Glover, the defendant is your neighbor who cut down trees that were on your property.
That's correct.
And you want her to either replace the trees that she cut down or build a privacy fence. And Ms. Brookings said that she cut down the trees because there were bees in the trees that were stinging her and making it unsafe for her to use her backyard. Okay. How long have you been neighbors, Ms. Brookings?
10 years or better, I do believe.
Could you keep your voice up?
10 years or better.
And how many trees did you cut down?
Well, I went straight across the fence. I'm not exactly sure, but I do have a picture of what I did. It's 5 trees.
And did you cut them down at the bottom, or did you cut them down from on your property?
From on my property.
So you stood on a ladder?
Yes.
Did you do that yourself, or did you have somebody else do it?
I did it.
I'd like to see what you did.
I have pictures also, Your Honor.
I'd like to see pictures of what
it looks like
down.
from my side.
I'd actually like to see what she cut down. Are these shrubs or trees?
These are trees. Those are evergreens, Christmas trees.
You don't have any pictures of these trees before they were cut down?
No, ma'am. There was no need to take any pictures.
No. Just answer my question. Because these trees look as if they were covered with vines. There were vines in the trees.
In the trees, between
I'm talking about vines in the trees. I see them here, the kind of vines that kill trees. So what I want to know is, were these trees green, or were they green and brown?
The trees were green.
Correct?
Not correct. They were green and brown.
Yeah, they look as if they were green and brown. Okay, very good. How many of these trees were cut down?
5.
You can't cut down her trees. You can't, listen to me, I don't know how many times I have to say this. You cannot cut down her trees. You can cut down branches that are leaning over on you. You can't cut down her trees. And if you do, you have to replace them.
Okay, but I don't see why I have to replace them when they were over and they were housing bees.
No, just a minute. You're allowed to cut down branches that are hanging over onto your property, but you can't go on her property, even the air of her property, in order to get to trees that aren't infringing on your property. You can't do that.
Well, yeah.
You can't do that without an order. Anyway, you can't do it. Trees are $50 a piece. It costs you another $50 to put them in. That's $100 times 4 or 5.
I have an estimate.
I don't need your estimate.
A proposal from...
I don't need an estimate. Times 5. There were 5 trees.
Yes, ma'am. There's 9-foot trees.
Most of them look as if they were dead anyway.
Yeah, well, no, they weren't, ma'am. They're 9-foot trees.
Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all. Thank you very much.
All right, excuse you. May step out.
She didn't say how she cut them down. She just said she cut them down. It was housing bees. And that was pretty much it. And I asked her, and I tried the spray before, but did she know that she could not cross over my fence and cut those trees down?
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Ms. Turner, is your husband here today?
No, ma'am.
Where is he?
At work.
How long have you been married?
8 years.
You have children?
No, ma'am.
Miss Fraser, according to what I've read, you and Miss Turner's husband have been friends for a long time.
Yes, ma'am.
How many years have you been a friend to Miss Turner's husband?
About 20 years.
You know him from school?
From school. We grew up in the same neighborhood.
And according to you, Ms. Turner is not happy that you have a nice, close friendship with her husband, and she reacted to that, according to you, by harassing you and vandalizing your car.
Yes.
Ms. Turner says nothing could be farther from the truth, that you have actually been harassing her and she would never do anything to vandalize your car.
Correct.
I read your answer, Ms. Turner, and I read Ms. Fraser's complaint. Do you approve of the friendship that Ms. Fraser has with your husband?
I didn't have a problem with her being friends with my husband. The problem came in when I initially had first contact with Mrs. Fraser. She was being chased down the street by another woman, hollering, "You better leave my husband alone." That's my first initial contact with Mrs. Fraser. At the time, I did not know who she was. And me and my husband was sitting on the porch that day, and he looked and said, "That's my friend Kathy." He went over to offer his help, and at that time, she came back over to the porch, sat down to get herself together. After that, that's how I initially met her to let me know.
How long ago?
That was 6 years ago, ma'am.
I'm going to ask you again.
Yes.
Do you have a problem with your husband and Miss Fraser's relationship?
At this time, yes.
And when did you develop a sense that this was not the kind of relationship that was good for your marriage?
To me, friends is the title, and a friend shouldn't come over every other day, shouldn't call every other day. And also, on several occasions, I came home and she was in my house. I don't think that's appropriate for a male and a female, especially a married man, to be in a house with a woman. That's her.
Did you discuss that with your husband?
Yes, I did.
You told your husband that you didn't want?
I think that she comes over too much, and I don't think that's appropriate for her to be in my house when I'm not there.
And what did your husband tell you?
He's saying that they weren't doing anything, but she's there. But I said, that's how things can happen.
So your husband defended his friendship with Miss Fraser?
He made a statement that they are
He
friends.
defended the
Yes.
friendship. He
Yes.
said, you know, you're reacting. She's a friend.
Yes.
Did that stop her from coming over?
No, ma'am.
She came over while you were working?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you invited over to the house, Miss Fraser?
Yes, Your Honor.
By Miss Turner's husband?
By her husband, yes.
Has he ever come to your house?
Oh, yes. Most definitely.
Does he come to your house as frequently as you go to his house?
Yes.
So, now I'd like you to tell me, did you witness her vandalizing your car?
Yes, I did.
Anybody else witness her vandalizing your car?
Yes.
Who?
My witness here, Cletus Brown.
Step up, Mr. Brown. How do you know Miss Fraser?
I really don't know Miss Fraser. I had, on Wednesdays, I usually pick up a friend of mine, and we usually always go get groceries at the church on Wednesday. So as we was coming back, this lady here, she was in the parking lot. I mean, she was just hysterical.
Had you ever seen her before?
No, never.
What parking lot was she in?
At the apartment complex.
Is that where you live?
No, ma'am.
Who lives there?
I don't know.
A friend of mine does. The person that I picks up
Okay.
on Wednesday to pick up groceries.
Okay. So you saw her sitting in her car?
In the driveway, she was out of the car. She was cussing, calling this lady here, "Oh, I'm gonna kick your." I don't know if it looked like a flashlight to me. She was beating the trunk as me and my friend proceeded on.
Beating the trunk of what?
Miss Fraser's car.
And you didn't know Miss Fraser at the time?
No, I did
And you
not.
didn't know Miss Turner at the time?
No.
So what did you do when you saw Miss Turner beating the trunk of the car with
Me and
what looked like a flashlight?
Me and my friend, we proceeded on into the apartment complex because he stays right there on the first floor. And this lady right here, she was still outside cussing and calling this lady names. And so she had proceeded on into the apartment complex. She didn't know which apartment complex Miss Fraser here was in. So she had knocked on some tenants' doors.
Who knocked on the doors?
The defendant here. I guess she was trying to find out which apartment Miss Fraser was in. So Miss Fraser was saying at that time she really didn't want to cause a problem. She said she told me she was going to handle this the right way. So Miss Fraser here was calling the police, and she continued on out the door.
Where was Miss Fraser physically when she was calling the police? Inside?
She was standing right there in the apartment unit with everyone, because everybody was really kind of traumatized.
I'm asking you, when she was called, where were you when you were calling the police?
Inside our friend's apartment.
Whose
staying
friend?
In the window.
Whose
the friend's name is Bobby.
Is that the person you go to the church with?
Right, exactly.
But you had never met her before that day?
No,
Right. I
never.
just met him that day.
So you went into Bobby's apartment?
I went to visit Bobby on this particular day. And when I was there visiting Bobby, he introduced me to Cletus. This is my friend Cletus. We go to the store together. And we all decided we was going to play some cards.
So Bobby said, man, let's go to the store first, you know. So they went to the store. I sat there, waited on them to come back. When they came back, that's when Janice had pulled up. Her van was parked on the street. My car was parked in the building parking lot. She walked up to my car, beat it on my trunk with this flashlight. She's still ranting and raving, calling me, I'm gonna f you up, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. Then she leaves, and she goes back to her car. She gets a flathead screwdriver. She comes back, and she starts scraping up all on the back of my car. Your Honor, this incident has been going on with Janice. Wherever I go, she sees my car, she gets out, she rips and ramps, she calls, she threatens, she's gonna do this, she's gonna do that. You know,
Frazier, listen to me.
I'm sorry.
You have pictures of the car?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see the pictures of the car. I'm going to have a heart-to-heart with you, Miss Frazier.
Yes.
Then I'm going to have a heart-to-heart with Miss Turner.
Okay.
You know this friend of yours that's been your friend for 20 years?
Yes.
Get rid of him.
Most definitely. I already know that.
Listen to me.
Yes, ma'am.
Get rid of him.
It's not worth it.
You want to know why you're supposed to get rid of him? Because he's enjoying watching you two women make fools of yourself.
Exactly.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
What do you need him for? You think he's making your life pleasant? According to the answer that I received here, he has not made your life pleasant.
And Frazier says her car was vandalized by Janice Turner. Janice says Kathleen won't keep away from her husband.
Miss Turner, whether you like to acknowledge it or not, your husband is enjoying watching two women clawing at each other, fighting over him.
Exactly.
That's their mentality.
Thank you. Thank you.
You may not believe that, but I want you to think about something you told me before. You said to me, I told him that you don't think it's appropriate for her to be at your house when you're working. He's your husband. He's supposed to care about your feelings, whether you're right or wrong. And this friendship that he has with this lady certainly isn't important as your marriage, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Clearly, it hasn't stopped him.
Yes, ma'am.
So he's sitting back and he's enjoying watching you two ladies make fools out of yourself. What does he do for a living?
It's a painter.
And what do you do?
I'm a secretary.
You've been working for the same company for a while?
15 years.
You look like a terrific lady.
Thank you.
What do you need him for? You think he's making your life pleasant? According to the answer that I received here, he has not made your life pleasant in the last few years with his relationship with Miss Frazier. You did the wrong thing, by the way. I mean, he's married.
I know.
He's married. It's nice to have a male friend. But if it gets in the way of his marriage and it gets in the way of your peace, you say to him, listen, stay with your wife. Leave me alone. I'll find another friend. Cletus looks like a lovely man. Find Cletus. Are you married, Cletus?
No, ma'am.
Perfect. Not worth it. You want to say anything to me?
I want to say that on the date of April the 6th that she's claiming, I was working at the time she said, approximately at 1:30.
She didn't say any time.
Ma'am, I'm just going on her statement.
I'm just telling you, Cletus wasn't lying.
Okay.
You can't get that kind of frustrated, Miss Turner. Anything else you want to tell me?
No, ma'am.
Can I see the estimate of the damage, please? Are you friends of hers?
Yes, ma'am.
Been friends for a long time?
Yes.
You know the husband?
Yes, I do. Your Honor, I also know how Miss Frazier I work with Miss Turner at the school, and she has harassed our office staff. I have all of that information.
I believe it's true.
Okay.
You following what I'm saying about this husband?
I follow you.
He's enjoying watching these two women fight over him. Makes him feel good, you know? Makes him feel like Brad Pitt.
For real. It's not worth it. I'm sorry.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,151. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I don't think that's appropriate. for a man or a woman to be alone, especially a married man in a house with a woman.
Her husband was like, she can't tell me what to do, and we've been friends for long, and I'm not going to let her and nobody else ruin our friendship.
It was just unfortunate, but, you know, I said, you know, I told her I'd stick with it through the end, you know.
Misery loves company. She's a lonely woman. And like Judge Judy told her, he's single. Go maybe see if he could talk to her.
It's just one of those things. Live and you learn.
You look for trouble, trouble will find you.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Taub versus Gilmer. Step forward, please.
20 and her parents, Harris and Judy Taub, are suing their neighbors, 13-year-old Kimberly Gilmer and her mother, Martha, for car repair bills.
Mr. and Mrs. Taub, and I assume this is your daughter.
Right.
Who, according to your complaint, is entering law school.
I just finished law school, actually.
You
and
just
took the
finished
bar.
law school.
Yeah.
Good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good luck. According to your complaint, you purchased this car for her. You a neighbor of the defendants? Do you live across the street from each other, or was she just visiting a neighbor?
I was visiting.
She was visiting a neighbor of yours, and her daughter got into her car and either backed or moved forward, and her car hit your car, causing some damage. Do you have pictures of the damage?
We do.
I'd like to see it, please. Where did you go to law school, Miss Taub?
Golden Gate University in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is the tire on the back. I couldn't figure out what it was. It looked like a satellite.
It's a Honda 2001 SUV with a spare tire that's on the back of the tail.
Now I got it. How old are you?
I just turned 13.
When did this happen?
August 14th.
What time of the day or evening did you go out and get into this car?
Like the afternoon.
Whose car did you get into?
My mom's.
Why?
Because we were about to go home.
Who gave you the keys to the car?
My mom's purse was in my grandma's house, and I knew she would forget it, so I had her purse on my shoulder.
So you had your mother's purse on your shoulder. You took the keys?
Yes.
Why did you start the car?
Because it was a really hot day, and I wanted to turn the air conditioning on so it would get cool in the car when we were driving.
But you hit their car. How did that happen?
Because I didn't know the car was in gear, and I didn't know it would move, and when I put the keys in the ignition and turned it, it jumped forward because the car was in, or lunged forward because the car was in gear.
Tell me your first name.
Kimberly.
Have you ever put the key in the car before? Kimberly? Have you
yeah.
ever? Where were you when you put the key in the car before?
The key in my mom's car or someone else's car?
In your mom. Let's try your mom's car.
At our house, just putting them in.
For what reason?
I don't know. Just because.
Where did you get the keys from when you just because put it in the ignition?
From in her car, because she always puts her purse in the car.
Has your mother ever said to you, don't take the keys out of my car and don't start the car?
Yes.
Hmm?
Yes.
So why do you do it?
Because I didn't listen to her.
Right. So now, Kimberly, your mom gave you her pocketbook, or you took it?
I took it.
And did you tell her you were going outside to wait for her?
Well, we all went outside. Me and my older sister, her boyfriend, and my mom.
So your mother saw that you had her pocketbook?
I don't know if she saw I had it, but...
Well, she didn't leave her pocketbook in the house, did she? You were all getting ready to go. Don't speak to her. So, Kimberly, these people are in their house not doing anything. Their car is sitting on the street in a legally parked space, and you get in the car, and you start the car, and you lunge forward, and you damage their car. Who do you think is responsible?
Me.
Great!
But...
Just a second. Great. Now I'll hear your butt.
But I didn't. It's not like I purposely tried to hit their car.
That's why they call it an accident.
Yeah.
Whose fault is it?
Mine.
Right. And if you were an adult, you would have to pay for it, right?
Right.
Because it was an accident that was your fault. Even though it wasn't purposeful, you didn't get into the car with a view towards damaging somebody else's property. That's why we call it an accident. But since you're 12 and not responsible under the law, so I can't make a judgment against you, I have to make a judgment against you. Perfect. Then we understand each other. How much did it cost to fix it?
Well, we haven't gotten it fixed yet.
What's your estimate?
$945, close to $950.
$945. Yeah. How many estimates do you have?
We have two. The one I like, though, the brunt of the damage was done on this wheel cover. It's cockeyed. And what the mechanic said to me made sense.
Don't tell me what the mechanic said to you. Just let me see the two estimates.
Sure. Judge Judy, can I tell you how it really happened? Are you interested? Okay.
Sure, I am interested.
Okay.
Always interested if somebody's not telling me the truth.
Okay. Well, I was reading. It was
I don't care what you were
5
doing.
o'clock. Quiet. I hear noise outside. Like, I thought they were drunken kids outside before I even saw them, just by the noise element and how they were giggling and laughing.
Let's go. I have other
outside,
things to do today.
And I see the two kids. They talk to a fella, and I figured, well, you can't stop kids from being on the street. I went back to read a book. About a minute later, I looked out again. I just got a gut feeling nothing good was going to come of this. I see her get into the car, sans pocketbook, no pocketbook. And the other, her girlfriend, was egging her on. And they were
What do you
both
mean? Don't tell me
laughing.
she was egging you on. What did
Do
she
it,
say?
do it. You're not going to do it. Do it. You're not going to do it. I know you're not going to do it. And they were both laughing. I mean, really laughing. And now I'm glued to the window because this car it doesn't even have a paint job. It's like a black matte primer.
I got it.
And then she talked to a fella in a truck. I think maybe she's 16, so
Whatever.
I thought she's going to back out and take off.
Whatever.
But what she did was put it in gear and accelerate. It was such a loud noise.
She didn't do it on purpose. It was an accident. She didn't mean to hurt your car. She didn't mean to hurt her mother's car. She had no business being in a car. She had no business being in possession of the car keys.
Right.
Her mother's statement is she has trouble with her. She can't watch her 24/7, therefore it's not her fault. That's pretty much what you said in your statement. Is that right?
Yes.
Well, unfortunately, as between you and these poor people, you're responsible for the damage your daughter does. And if I were you, I'd have her do a whole bunch of something, babysitting, whatever it is.
I already do babysit.
Well, what do you do with the money that you make from babysitting?
Use it, like go to the mall with my friends.
Why don't you give it to your mother so that you can help pay for this property damage that you caused? Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $742.47, which is the amount of the
Your
lower
Honor.
estimate. That's all. Step out. Take responsibility for what you do. That's all.
Thank you.
These are excused.
I thought it was totally unfair. She didn't even let me have a chance to talk to my side of the story.
Well, as always, Judge Judy hit the nail on the head and justice was served.
Yes, she did wrong, and yes, I